But enough of this palaver. Let's get the show on the road.
Got that right, Jay. You got that right. We don't need no free week. We just do our show, motherfuckers. That's what I say today.
Well,
God damn.
Good thing we don't need one.
What?
Because we don't get one.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, it'll happen.
Well, actually, guys, then we're going to do it with something else on our platform. And then maybe around December. These empty promises. Shut up. Red flag?
Yeah.
Oh. I'm not a big fan of the empty promises, though. I think we can at least talk about that because I think a lot of people go through that in life, where your boss or whoever promises you something way down the road.
Oh, way down.
To try to keep you a little, like, happy and a little light on your feet. And then that day comes, and then there's always some reason why they can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
So it's an empty promise.
Or
I'm not a fan of the empty promise.
Or hopefully you've forgotten about it because enough time goes by.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I just want them to know we're onto you, so shut up.
That's like the parent saying, "We'll see."
Yes.
Like, oh, I want to go here, or I want to do this. They go, oh, well, we'll see.
Guess what? I'm too old for the "we'll see."
That means no.
Yeah. Good morning. Opie and Anthony. Jim
Morning.
And another person dying from the swine flu here in New York City.
Oh, my God. It's a pandemic.
Well, we got
epidemic. What is it?
We got
kind of demic.
It's a demic.
Some sort of a demic.
We got a 16-month-old that passed away, high fever, goes to the hospital. Hour later, dead.
Wow.
Dead.
Oof.
Just a bit of a panic in this city.
Yeah.
No, what is interesting? You know that 9 Rikers prisoners have it?
Really?
How the fuck did they get it?
Maybe a visitor.
They're contained.
Maybe some awful visitor. Don't they talk through glass and push their tits against it and go, "Oh, Billy"?
They're pretty much contained. You're right.
Yeah.
And you know, even if they have visitors, like you said, it's behind glass. It's
but they still got to deal with the corrections officers and all that stuff.
Yeah, they do leave.
You think a correction officer brought the swine flu to Rikers?
Maybe.
Because you got 9 of those animals that have it. You got 2 deaths. But the CDC is saying over 100,000 people are likely infected with the swine flu in the United States.
And then you get a few people dying from it.
And the rest will get healthy.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's made a resurgence in the news. I noticed like 20 minutes of the beginning of the news, 20 minutes straight was about the swine flu. It's like, what the there's nothing else to talk about?
No, not really.
People, they're showing people again with the masks on, and, you know, those Asians love the masks.
Mm-hmm.
God, there's a whole school in New York City, little Asian kids wearing little masks. Oh, Uncle Paul.
Last time I flew, our last vacation, I forgot.
What, flu?
No, just flew, like.
Oh.
Airplane.
Oh, FLEW.
I forgot to tell you this. I was walking through the airport, and there was a couple Asians with the masks on. There were a bunch of people, actually.
Yeah.
And you know how we all kind of talk under our breaths and stuff? I actually said a little too loud. Your life isn't that important. And I got a nice look. That's the first thing I think about.
Yeah.
When you see someone with the dumb mask on. I'm like, look, your life isn't that important. Breathe in the foul air like the rest of us and hope for the best.
I mean, on the front page of Drudge,
yeah,
you're just seeing a bunch of people walking around with masks on. I don't know where this is taken. A lot of Asian people. Asian people love wearing the masks.
What would it take for you, Anthony Cumia, to wear a mask?
To wear the mask?
What would it take, for real? Because most of us will never, ever buy one of those masks.
A couple of Jimmy's gassers. I definitely wanted to strap one on, but let me think. It would have to be pretty widespread, and instead of just giving you the flu, it would have to turn you into a kind of 28 days later zombie-type person. Then I would wear it.
Well, then you would just not leave your house.
Yeah. Then I would set up gun emplacements and shoot the zombie people.
I would get to the point where I don't leave my house before I walk around with a mask on.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Air filtration systems in a bunker. kind of a thing.
But at least the news got their big story, so there you go.
They love it.
They certainly do, Ant. And all they want is death and destruction. Don't let them fool you.
That keeps them on the air.
They get bummed out when they start finding out it's contained, it's going away. No, they want to get that report. Oh, boy, we got another death.
Because there was a lull. For a while, everybody was going, this is nothing. Swine flu, stop. And then they stopped reporting on it a little bit, and then someone dies, and whoop, it's right back in the news. Full blast.
We got a busy show. We got Jesse Ventura coming back.
Oh, really?
The last time he was in here...
I was a Navy SEAL.
Yeah.
And there's a conspiracy that you don't know about. Well, how do you know about it? I was a Navy SEAL. How long ago? Before or after you wore a feather boa and fakely punched people?
You can say that when he's here.
Yeah.
You know, I won't. That's why I'm saying it now, Jim.
I like to see him.
I don't do the same joke twice.
I like to see him fakely punch you when he gets here.
Fakely.
I think it won't fakely hurt whatsoever.
His giant mitt. Yeah, there's a picture of him with his feather boa.
Well,
Just have that up when he comes in. Remember that guy? What happened to him? How was anyone taking him seriously?
He had a lot of fun. He was a fun guy. That version.
He was. That version was a lot of fun.
Didn't he pretty much threaten us the last time he was in here? Or little Jimmy?
Threatened Jimmy with you got to sleep sometime, I think was the line, which meant that Jimmy should have had his throat slit in his sleep by Jesse Ventura, which would have been odd.
You could have sued Jimmy.
I don't know. For what? Sleep deprivation?
Right. Yeah, Sue, go. I haven't slept since you were here last.
I've been awake for 18 months, Jess.
But Jimmy always has what he likes to call a tranny shield on him, just in case anybody comes in at night. No? Nothing?
Nah, it was funny.
I was tripping over.
I know you were.
My tongue isn't working yet.
You fumbled drunkenly into the room with that one.
Humana. Well, Jesse Ventura was...
late. Bob Eatman.
Yeah, we'll get into the Bob Eatman thing in a second. Jesse Ventura on Larry King, just to set up the big interview with the Opie and Anthony Show today. He had a lot of things to say about torture. That's the big one now. I think he's moved past the 9/11 stuff for a little while, and now he's all about torture,
waterboarding,
the waterboarding,
right,
and whatnot.
He's very likable. Oh yeah, admit, very intelligent, which is a change from our previous president.
Talking about me.
All right, already with Bush, okay?
He's talking about Obama, how Obama's intelligent and blah blah blah.
Oh, great!
And he's still taking shots at Bush. Pretty much everyone has moved on from Bush, right?
Yeah,
leave the guy alone now.
Except for the real hardcore left-wing people. Janine Garofalo will still throw out a barb every so often.
She's terrific.
Oh, isn't she wonderful?
On her bad side.
Ugh. God.
Ugh. She might hit us with her notepad in between jokes that she's just trying out.
I bet she has hairy armpits.
You think?
Yeah, she's too cool to shave.
Who was saying recently they think she's, like, kind of hot? There was somebody on our show.
Well, no, I remember seeing her in
Danny said she was really
movie
hot and wants to have sex with her.
No, I said that there was a movie that probably came out in like the early 90s and she wasn't that bad in it.
Which one?
I don't know. I'd have to go check it out, but she wasn't
Copland?
that bad. No, I don't think so. I don't know what it was.
I thought she was cute.
She was all right
years
in
ago.
a couple movies.
You guys are crazy.
When she first kind of broke, she was on an HBO Young Comedian special years ago.
Oh, yeah?
I remember liking her when she was on. Yeah.
Well, let's see what Jesse is saying.
He's very likable. Oh yeah, admit, very intelligent, which is a change from our previous president. All right, already with Bush, okay? No. I live in Mexico now, Larry, so I do a lot of reading. I don't watch much TV, and this year's reading, I covered Bush's life, I covered Guantanamo, and a few other subjects, and I'm very disturbed about it. I'm bothered over Guantanamo because it seems we've created our own Hanoi Hilton.
Oh.
And we can live with that. I have a problem.
Yeah.
I will criticize President Obama on this level. It's a good thing I'm not president because I would prosecute every person that was involved in that torture. I would prosecute the people that did it. I would prosecute the people that ordered it because torture is against the law.
Shut up! He's coming in here with that drivel?
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Oh, Christ, I'm going to get hit. I am just going to get that big meaty fist in my face, and I know it.
He likes to argue. He loves it.
If he'd prosecute, that's good. That really keeps our country safe, you dummy.
You know what?
I've read. And he's going to start the whole thing. Do you read books? Shut it. I live in Mexico now. Good. Stay there.
Save it for when he gets in here, my friend.
No, I'm saying it now so I don't have to say it again, and I have the excuse that I said it already.
All we should talk about is his movies.
Yes.
Nothing topical.
That's great. You know, you were fantastic. How was that machine gun to hold in Predator? Was that heavy? Was it a prop gun?
Mm-hmm. Hold on a minute. We got a very good question coming in from Greg on Long Island.
Greg?
First laugh of the morning from Greg on Long Island. Go ahead, Greg.
How you doing?
Good.
So now you're standing out in front of Larry King's studios like a pack of wild dogs.
They're taking my guests.
And that's where you're getting them from.
I can't stress the nonsense that we have to deal with. The complete nonsense.
It's hysterical.
Howard actually said that we're standing outside his studio like wolves stealing his guests.
Stealing the guests.
And we have to sit here and just listen to this nonsense.
Nah.
We call it nonsense. Ugh. Let's say hi to Dustin in Texas. Dustin.
Hey.
Hey, man.
Hey, when Ventura comes in, ask him about his global warming theory. I heard him on another show saying he could prove global warming because of the thermometer on his rearview mirror of his truck.
That's wonderful.
All right, write that one down, Dan. We got to ask him about global warming.
Is it a gag? Is it a bit? Is it a work?
Oh, no.
What's he doing? What's he doing? It's a work, right? Vince is going to hire him back as the kooky politician guy that gets in and hits people with chairs.
No, he said when he sits in traffic, his thermometer on his rearview mirror goes up, and when he goes down the road, he goes back down. So that obviously proves that global warming is real.
No, it proves that when you're sitting in traffic on pavement, that the ambient temperature around your vehicle will rise. It's like if you walk. I got it. Listen to this guy. He knows it all. You son of a bitch. It's like walking on on grass as opposed to walking on blacktop.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be warmer, but it doesn't mean you're warming the entire environment.
You got to get him to spit that out because he believes it. I mean, he was serious. He was dead serious.
All right, cool.
You could go to a pristine part of the world that is untouched by human hands, and certain parts of it over maybe a meadow, the temperature will be cool. Certain part over rocks that the sun are beating on will be warmer. It's just the way it is. What is he talking about?
How about we start with New York City? In the summertime, it's way hotter than than in the suburbs because that heat's just bouncing off all the
global warming,
all the
it's
concrete,
ambient temperature around structures and things like that. It's not changing the environment's temperature or on a global level.
All right, Dustin. Thank you.
All right, thanks. Okay.
And then Jesse had this to say on Larry King. Now we're into the waterboarding thing.
And you were a Navy SEAL. That's right, and I was waterboarded. So I know at SEER School, Survival, Escape, Resistance, Evasion, it was a required school you had to go to prior to going into the combat zone, which in my era was Vietnam. All of us had to go there. We were all, in essence, every one of us was waterboarded. It is torture.
Now, what's it like?
It's drowning. It gives you the complete sensation that you are drowning. And it's no good because I'll put it to you this way. You give me a waterboard, Dick Cheney, in 1 hour, and I'll have him confess to the Sharon Tate murders.
Hell of an allegation he's making there.
That's pretty funny, though. He didn't say the Manson murders.
Yeah.
He
was waterboarded. He said it himself. It's the sensation of drowning. He's not. He's alive. Mm-hmm. I don't think anybody died during the waterboarding that the CIA did to these criminal fucking terrorists. What is with this guy? Some people just want another 9/11 type scenario, I guess, in this country. They've completely forgotten what September 12th was like. They've completely forgotten what it was like to sit back and go, did that really happen yesterday? Or was that like fake? And then you realize, no, my God, that really happened. Well, now we have to do something so that never, ever happens again. The horror, the feeling of helplessness that you felt watching the buildings collapse, the Pentagon get hit, people on a jet plane crashing into the ground and into buildings, the horror they must have felt. the sadness of an actual attack on the United States. People just fucking forgot that. They just all forgot it. Waterboarding, I would prosecute every single one of them. Shut up. Why?
Save it for Jesse.
So that they could go back, let them all out. Let them all out of Guantanamo. Let them all get back and regroup and attack us again. That's a great idea. You have that fucking feeling in your gut. Where the fuck were you when that happened? Were you a Navy SEAL at the time? No, we were in fucking New York, asshole. We were here at the battlefield. Oh, and you noticed how he said he was a Navy SEAL during the Vietnam era. Does that mean you went? Were you in Vietnam? I was waterboarded.
Were we really part of the battle, though?
What?
I got to correct you on that one.
Let me tell you something.
Were we in the middle of the battle?
When you lived in New York City at that point, when that was happening, you did not know how far it was going. You didn't know if there were stories that there were 10 more planes in the air heading for where the fuck ever.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we were closer to the battlefield that Jesse the Body was. They just and I'm not just pointing him out. He's just one of a lot of people that have just completely forgotten what that feeling was. We need that feeling back. We need to take these people, maybe take a couple of family members and kill them in horrible ways so that they can feel that awfulness that you had, that violated feeling that everyone had on September 12th and onward a couple of years until people just fucking forgot it happened. Ugh, you people disgust me. Disgust me!
This is a wonderful rant, but you're going to do it in front of Jesse, right?
I will.
No holding back today, my friend.
I will.
This is all just a pregame until Jesse shows up now. The rest of the show doesn't even matter. Matter of fact, I would say go away for 3 hours and then come back when Jesse's here.
No, I'm gonna go into the studio and just record some sounds and then go home. Here's what you can play while Jesse is here. What? You're out of your mind. Get out of here. You forgot. Just play it on the soundboard, and I'll go home and listen.
Do the one, fuck me, fuck you.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites.
I love that
one. I use that one a lot in private life.
How about this one, too? Are you trying to tell me?
Yeah. I can't believe it.
Can you do the fuck me, fuck you?
Fuck me, fuck you.
And then... it's written this way, so I got to read it.
Oh,
Larry proves why he's a great interviewer.
Oh, God. Okay.
And finds out what a seal is.
Who wrote this?
Well, Sam. So
obviously.
Guess what? We're going to find out that Larry sucks at interviewing. And something else is going on in the studio. Dan is still trying to find a hot picture of Janine Garofalo this whole time.
Oh, I know.
And I saw you go through 1 million pictures.
Yeah.
1 million videos. And you're having a tough time finding a youthful, hot picture of Janine Garofalo, Dan.
I gotta find out what movie I was watching.
Yeah, exactly.
It was from like.
Regardless of the movie, Opie's right.
You're proving my point by the surfing you're doing.
I watched 150 Janine Garofalo pictures scroll by that fucking monitor, and
I love where he's almost confident, and then he's like, nah, and then goes back to surfing.
He'll pop one up like he's looking at a closer view, but meanwhile we can see it, and he's hoping we go, oh, that's not too bad. But we haven't uttered a peep.
Let me prove something to you right now, okay? You Google image Janine Garofalo. Now, Google image, once again, Christina model.
Right. Yes.
All right? And watch how easy it is to find a hot picture of Christina.
There's one.
Boy, which one?
Well,
there you go.
First one.
It was the first one.
There you go.
Yeah, but I'm not saying that Janine Garofalo is like the hottest thing I've ever seen. And I wouldn't go as far as to even say that like I think she's like sexy. I'm just saying there was a scene in a movie from 15 years ago
where she wasn't despicable to look at. Is that what you're saying now? Is that the point you got to? Right. Danny's at the point now. He's like, yeah, there was this scene where I wasn't vomiting looking at her.
Well, no, because it was that time. It was the early 90s. I had a thing for Kennedy and like Lisa Loeb, and she kind of had that same look going on at the time.
John F. Jr.
He was dreamy. When he liked Robert, he would get a hard on every time he walked into a kitchen.
Christina model, first picture. Janine Garofalo, you've already clicked on the 10th section of the Google image.
Yeah. Now
area.
it's showing people that look like Gene Garofalo.
Have the
You know
same
how
name.
Google works after a while. Yeah.
We just found a fat pig from Idaho that just has the same name.
You didn't like that young stand-up video?
No,
not really.
She's got youth on her side. I mean, most girls when they're young, they got the youth thing, so they're not as horrendous as.
Oh wow! That's
what am I trying to say?
Ugh.
I don't know what I'm trying to say.
No, I'm not digging that.
Hell, man.
It was 1993.
Yeah, I'm not digging it.
She's on Conan in '93. No,
she looks like somebody, but I can't figure it out. She almost looks a little like Alice Cramden in color.
She's cute there, though, man. That's
not bad. I mean,
she's not bad. That's
kidding
Conan's
me?
step 93.
Yeah.
Wow.
no, she's.
Was he in a library? I forgot about that.
Yeah, he looks like he's in a library.
I forgot Conan's old set was so weird.
All right, here's Jesse and Larry proving he's a great interviewer.
I meant to ask you, you were a Navy SEAL, and they have a tremendous image. Was there ever a time in your life when you thought fear would overcome you?
Sure, the first time I jumped out of an airplane, I was afraid of heights. I joined the Navy SEALs so I would conquer that fear.
Why didn't you join the parachutists?
The what?
The parachutists.
Because I was 18, and at that time you joined the military if you wanted
you were
to.
fear of heights, you could join the Air Force, be a paratrooper.
Air Force.
Well, I was a paratrooper.
Oh, they tell you that's part of the Navy SEAL training?
SEAL means sea, air, land, Larry.
Oh my God, Larry!
Larry goes.
Oh my
first of all, join the Air Force and be a parachutist.
Oh my God!
I don't know about that.
Wow.
I mean,
Wow, CNN, you got a gold mine with this
like
Larry
airborne. All right,
gold
all right.
mine.
Why didn't you join the airborne? And just be a paratrooper if you're afraid of heights and wanted to conquer your fear of heights. I understand the SEALs also do jumps, but like if you're just afraid of heights, you'd think you would become an airborne ranger or something like that, 82nd Airborne, but SEAL. Sea, air, land, Larry. How important is the parachute? When you were a SEAL, did you play honky tooty horns with your nose for fish?
Well, Jesse's coming in a little later. The big showdown. Last time it got pretty ugly.
Well, yeah.
And I'm sure it will get ugly again.
I've seen him once since then at Red Eye, actually. He was doing a show before. He might have been, I don't know if he was doing O'Reilly or whatever. But, oh, no, he was interviewed by Gutfeld on Red Eye, actually. And I was on the panel, and we just said hello, and it's pleasant.
Yeah. Hello, idiot.
Wait, you were on the same show as him?
No, but the way it works for Red Eye is like I'm the guest that sits next to Greg. So when a guest is brought in for an interview, I leave for that segment. He takes that seat.
No, gotcha.
And then I come back in after. We saw the shit in the dressing room.
Wow, Greg didn't know what he had in front of him. The confrontation that he would have had with you and Jesse.
Wow, well.
First TV show. How was Red Eye last night, Ed?
Very good.
Yeah.
Apparently, though, I got bleeped a couple of times, or edited a couple of words. Usually with some type of pornographic reference.
Yeah?
Yeah,
That happens.
I guess they're getting a little nervous. That only means that Greg's show is becoming more popular.
Yeah.
To tell you the truth, because when that show first started, anything went.
True.
Anything went. We know how that works. Mm-hmm. You listen to some of our old terrestrial radio stuff, and you're amazed that it ever made the air.
It proves we never had a boss.
Yeah. And apparently, a couple of lines got bleeped.
It's amazing to me what they get away with on Fox News with that show, though. It's like, even though they beep some stuff, but they actually, for considering you're on Fox News.
Oh, I know. Yeah, that is very.
They're pretty lenient with a lot of.
Yeah, you're not going to see that on like CNN.
Yeah.
Something like.
I said pussy lips and got away with it.
Are you kidding?
Yes.
He's so lying. Look at his eyes.
Of course I'm kidding.
I was sitting there shocked for a moment. Jimmy is becoming a good actor.
I know Jesse's not. I'm waiting for Jesse when he comes in. I'll act.
His eyes get like this.
But that's how he looks.
Like the dude in Caddyshack that sees the boat coming as he's trying to do a little fishing.
That's what it says in acting. I read a book on acting, and it said act surprised, and it said in parentheses, open eyes wide, exclamation point. That was the whole lesson on acting.
I think
surprise.
you might be a little tired today, Ed. That one was an obvious tell.
Maybe I am.
I would love to play some Hold'em with Jimmy.
Why?
I'm bluffing.
How about a little audio from Red Eye? And talking about Pelosi.
You know, Anthony, Republicans say they want her to resign, but they really don't want her to resign because she's so awesome.
She's great when she's hung out to dry. To watch her, I've seen Ralph Cramden give better explanations when he's in trouble. I'm the CIA. I'm Ed Norton. She really has no clue. And about polling, it's like, every time she opens her mouth, I think more Americans want to take away a woman's right to vote. Yeah. That's how bad it's getting when she even talks. It's horrible.
That was an error, wasn't it?
Yeah,
it really was.
Something we all have to live with now, Greg.
Exactly.
Who are you on with?
You know.
You don't know?
I know some chick.
Bill Schultz is always there.
Yeah,
Usually a hot chick from Fox.
But you don't know who she was?
That was some hot chick.
That was it?
Yeah.
One of the...
Janine Garofalo from the 90s, I think, was on.
Brian in Florida. Janine Garofalo was hot in Reality Bites. Is that the movie you're talking about, Dan?
It could be. I'm still looking.
See, he's still trying to find a hot picture.
He's obsessed with this now.
That's not bad.
You're high.
Come on.
She's so frumpy.
Yeah, that's what it is.
You're finding young pictures of her where she's already frumpy.
Frumpy. That baby fat should have gone away.
This picture is only 13 years old.
She is so frumpy.
Find her at 13.
There's not even a hint of a figure on her.
Yeah, she is frumpy. And she wears stuff like, she doesn't wear revealing things like where it would show her ass or anything because it's probably, Quincy would love her ass, I bet.
You guys were talking about Michael Steele on Red Eye. I don't even know who Michael Steele is. I got to be honest.
He's a Republican chairman.
Oh,
he's
that guy.
A black gentleman.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And, of course, him and Obama were trading little barbs at the little press thing that they do. What is that called?
The press,
where they make
White House
jokes.
Correspondents' Dinner.
The White House president is a comedian for a day dinner.
Right. We're such a terrible racist country. The leader of the Republican Party is black, and the president is black.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
But I wonder if you felt at some level the president was mocking some of your attempts to have kind of a hipper outreach program to African Americans, other people of color to come to the Republican Party.
No, that was just good love between two brothers, and I really appreciate the president throwing me a shout out. It took me totally by surprise, and so this morning I just want to say, "What's up?" right back at you. So.
Well, that was the opposite of not strange. Anthony, was that as painful as I thought it was?
Ooh, it's but Obama, first of all, he's not cool or hip. He's like grown-up Urkel. He just cannot come off as cool. And the whole thing with the brother and thing like that, it wasn't, not good. Painful to watch.
Exactly. But then again, I mean, you do see that among white country clubbers.
I was more amazed to see a black Republican. Yeah, that's sort of like a UFO sighting.
Hey, J-Ho.
No, it's Swampcast.
Jonathan, you're...
Very, very good. You know, you make a really good point, though. Of
course I do. What?
When you see black in general, especially when I was growing up, you instantly think cool. Instantly. Until Urkel came on the scene and kind of taught us all that black people could be nerds, too. And Obama's a nerd. Total.
Yeah, he is a nerd.
Such a freaking nerd.
You realize when he was trying to sound hip and saying, that Michael Steele was in the hizzy. He didn't even say hizzy. He goes in the heezy or something. It's like... He couldn't be cool.
And he's a terrible joke teller. He is a black nerd. You so rarely see. And so Michael Steele. Just these two joshing around. They're just they're white guys.
Like they're homeboys.
Yeah.
But it's like, stop.
They're just nerds.
Yeah.
Complete nerds.
No one hip gets to that level of politics.
No.
You can't be not a nerd and get to that level of politics. Clinton is the closest thing to not a nerd who has gotten that far, because he's not a nerd. All he wants to do is stick his dick in anything else with a girl. You gotta love Clinton.
God bless him.
He's just a pig.
What's that picture with the legs?
Are we still trying to find a Janine Garofalo?
That one?
Yeah, I found two. I found two that I think are
let me see.
He clicked on the picture, and I'm like, wait, who's that with the legs? And I was ready to just say, okay.
That's like a Britney Spears picture.
All right, you found one, but nope, wasn't her.
Let me see.
You think he found one?
He thinks
He's
he
trying
found a
so
hot
hard.
picture of Janine Garofalo.
No, that's just her.
No.
She looks all right. She's cute.
No.
It's not so bad.
Jimmy's sort of
I'm not
with you.
feeling it.
Yeah, she's cute there. That's a good picture of her.
No.
She's cute there, too.
No.
That's a glamour shot,
He's
though.
trying.
From the mall.
Yeah.
But
it's still not a bad picture.
No.
That one's not that bad, but she doesn't look like that.
We're not saying find a good picture of her.
That must have been in a
meeting.
magazine because it looks photoshopped and you
a little
know,
retouching going on.
A little
there.
retouching.
You
Thank
said
you,
to find a good picture. I found one.
No, we said find her when she was cute. That's different.
True.
You can find a good picture of the Elephant Man.
You can find a
the
good
right angle.
You can find a good picture of Ellen
Next to a
DeGeneres.
rock.
You can find a good picture of Ellen DeGeneres if she's in a magazine and they could do all that retouching shit.
All right, slow down.
Find just a basic natural picture of Janine Garofalo looking cute or hot. We said hot, now we're down to cute. Ugh. Ann talks about kids being neighborhood spies in England, gets dumped out. What the hell is this about, Ann? I don't know the story.
Apparently, their local governments are hiring children to rat people out for littering and environmental crimes, watering their lawn when they shouldn't, things like that. Smoky cars, they're taking down people's license plate numbers. Little rat kids wandering around, yeah.
Anthony, I don't know about this. Recruiting kids to be the eyes and ears of their neighborhoods, I guess that teaches them to be law-abiding, but to me, it teaches them to be little rat thinks.
Yeah, it's 2 words.
Yeah,
I'm thinking that's in their future. I don't know. Who can't bribe a kid, though, at some point? Depending on the age, candy, porno.
Yeah.
I could be bribed.
Candy/porno.
The truth, yeah.
Porno, as they call it.
Wow, what do they dump out there?
I said, Amber Alert. I was, if a kid rats me out, there's going to be an Amber Alert in their future. And
what's wrong with saying that?
I don't know. I didn't think Amber Alert was something that would,
You're sort of going like kind of mafia, but they're younger kids, where people just disappear.
It's a joke. I'm not going to abduct a child for ratting me out.
But if someone rats you out,
a joke.
You in some cases you disappear.
Yeah. Exactly.
But if you're a kid, then the disappearing would lead to maybe an Amber Alert.
Amber Alert,
So
right.
What's wrong with that?
I don't know. Maybe you can't say Amber Alert in any
sensitive?
context. I don't know. There are rules that I broke the rules.
What a weird world we live in.
It really is.
We got more of Anthony on Red Eye after the break.
Goodness.
We got Jesse Ventura coming in.
That's right. I was a Navy SEAL.
It's going to be a big showdown. Big showdown.
Oh, God.
Also, Dana White's in town, huh?
Yeah.
UFC guy. Have we ever seen him live?
I have. I met him in Vegas, but he has not been in, no.
He's just done phoners with us,
Always on
right?
the phone. Be funny if it's just a mouth that comes in, there's no person attached to it. Maybe funny wasn't the operative word.
Yes. Horrifying might be. Wouldn't you just scream?
It would be something.
Ah! It's a mouth.
I would.
And
it's always cool when you're bombing and somebody else decides to strap the plutonium to their chest and jump in.
I wanted to jump in and try to save you.
I appreciate it. You threw yourself on the grenade. We both ended up.
Now people are trying to send in their hot pictures of Janine Garofalo. We might have to give up on the bit, Dan.
He's trying. Look, he's looking.
This is Pierce. He's usually good for one.
Yeah.
We'll see what he comes
knows
up with.
the deal.
Let's see.
Oh, you put an extra thing in there, Dan. You put an extra thing in there. I don't know.
As he tries to find that link. Also, the studio set up, making the space feel very, very small. Duff McKagan coming in and playing some tunes for us. A couple songs, and we'll talk stocks. Because he's all about that these days. Janine Garofalo.
That's about the
getting there.
best one you found yet because her face looks thinner. She's smiling.
She doesn't have those ridiculous glasses
And
on.
her hair is sort of done.
Her hair's greasy still.
No, it's sort of like,
But it's not like...
It's
like
long.
usually.
It's
It's
natural.
long. It's not short, dykey cut.
I'm a fan of the natural look. Enough of the dumb glasses. You're not proving anything with your stupid
That isn't
designer
a
glasses.
hideous picture.
It's not bad.
It's all right. To be honest with you, it's not a bad picture. I don't
Case
have
closed?
No,
I win?
I don't have a boner.
I didn't say you were going to get... it's
You
a boner.
win. Now
Having
it's
a
boner.
contest?
Opie's like setting the sights higher, where you got to find now boner worthy, and Dan, you just keep setting them lower. Like as long as you're not fainting from vomiting when you look at her, it's okay.
I at least want to tingle.
You guys got to find some common ground. That isn't a bad picture. I'll even
That's all right.
fess up to that. I think it's the angle and the 2 seconds after that. is a completely different picture being taken.
How funny is it that God allowed her to be hot for maybe one night, and then she went back to ugliness
for one photo,
and then she had to start going the other way.
Yeah. And the second she opens her mouth with her liberal garbage.
I didn't say I agreed with any of her thoughts or beliefs.
Oh, okay.
Sounds like you're all about her, Dan.
Yeah.
I just wanted to finger her back in 1993. That's such a bad thing.
Just diddle.
All right, going on a break. Ben Stiller came in yesterday. What is it? The museum movie opens Friday.
Night at the Museum 2, yeah.
Yeah, about the...
Ben Stiller was responsible for 9/11. Shut up. Can't wait till he gets in here. Everyone's involved in some conspiracy. Only he knows everything. He's the only guy that has this insight. You try to even discuss a point, an opposing point of view with him, and instead of just discussing it, he'll try to turn, and watch, this will happen. He'll try to make it that you're stupid, you haven't read what he read, you haven't been a Navy SEAL, so you're in no position to even argue the point with him.
You're going to say this to him, right?
No.
Come on, you got it.
Crazy? Insane? The guy's a madman.
I've read a lot of the same books he has, and he's just misrepresenting them.
All right, we're going to have some fun with Jesse. You know what you could do, Ann, to get ready for the interview? Duff McKagan soundboard, you could push that closer to you just so you have some, protection between you and Jesse.
I could do that so he can't...
Start building your protection now.
Yeah.
We'll find some stuff. We could pile up the couches around.
Gotta sleep sometime.
I hear him, but I don't know where he is. You're just behind this wall of stuff.
Maybe when Jesse goes to punch you in the face, you could jump over there and sing Mares Eat Oats and Dozy Oats and Little Lambs Eat Ivy. That was bombing, and I wanted to stop it.
Wow.
I couldn't.
Okay, faggot, what's next?
I'm going to remind Jesse that some people never got over their fear of heights. The people that had to jump off the top of the World Trade Center. They didn't get over their fear of heights by going to SEAL school.
Well, you could thank George Bush for that.
Yeah, exactly, because they were in on it. Shut it!
Right to his face, right?
No, I'm saying it now.
I think you're brave enough.
Once he gets here, I'll say I loved his work. And
no, I think you'll get riled
great,
up.
And
I
he's
think
fantastic.
You'll get riled up. Anyway, Ben Stiller was in yesterday, and he surprised us. We were just kind of killing time looking at some real good porno.
All right, yeah.
and he just walked in.
Yeah, they just walked him in the door with no fair warning, and we were perusing some pornography.
He's one of the biggest movie stars. And all of a sudden, we're looking at porn.
Big wig in the industry.
And we look up, and there's Ben Stiller going, what the fuck are you guys doing, basically?
Yeah.
And this is how it went down as we go to break. Opie and Anthony. Good morning, everybody.
Ella.
How are you?
Wunderbar.
You good? Good.
I'm plugging. I want to plug this gig I'm doing this Saturday with.
Do ya? Oh, that's not nice. Leno and Bob Saget. It's a benefit for
Tom Hanks' charity.
What?
Tom Hanks' charity.
Jimmy Go, for real. It's a really good one.
Yeah, it's.
I'm just a dick.
It's with Jay Leno and Saget and Adam Carolla and Jeff Ross.
Damn it. I can't fucking get a ticket to fly to L.A.
You should check other airlines.
And it's my birthday this weekend.
Ooh.
Kenny's like shaking his head like, tough weekend to fly, Memorial Day weekend.
Ain't happening,
You should have
GH.
It's in Santa Monica.
thought of this 2 weeks ago, GH.
Yep.
I would love to go.
I don't know. It said Carolla and his wife's, like, they have land. And they're doing the event on the land. I don't know where. And there's a big band playing, too. Someone said the Foo Fighters, but I don't know if they're actually.
Wow.
If they got them.
That's a big
How long would a train take? Maybe I'll jump on a
That's
train.
actually 40 minutes longer than most flights.
The Old West? What
Yeah.
are you doing? A choo-choo.
Choo-choo.
They're actually trying a new mode. Because all these years that they're going to get planes going to space.
Yeah.
Because they'll be able to just not have air resistance. But now they're saying that the way to do it is to burrow. So they're thinking of like they have something go 20 feet underground and then burrow across country.
This
Just
sounds like an
burrow
idea.
like a worm.
Sounds like an idea from Ted.
Yes.
Is Ted on board early on this one?
Ted's too tired, Hope.
Okay.
He's too tired to think about things like that, but he's inventing all the time.
Sure is.
All right. Sam just ran in a great story. It's in the paper today.
Yeah.
And he got audio, so this is a good one. Vince McMahon is such an asshole, and I mean that in the nicest way possible.
Of course.
We love this guy. There's a lot of controversy because Raw is supposed to be in Denver,
Mm-hmm.
I think this weekend. I'm not really sure. Sam's coming in.
Sam knows all about wrestling.
And he booked the Denver Arena, whatever the hell it's called, months ago, the Pepsi Center. And the problem is the Denver Nuggets are still in the NBA playoffs. So now basically the owner is saying, look, could you, do the right thing, cancel your Raw thing, because the Denver Nuggets need their stadium for the NBA playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Vince said no. So now there's this whole thing. They don't know what the fuck to do. Right?
Yeah. Well, why would he say yes?
Huh?
Why would he cancel Raw?
Because that's like the nice thing to do.
Raw is not a nice show. It's
but they don't. Raw doesn't own that stadium. The Denver Nuggets pretty much have precedent over fake wrestling.
Vince has probably already counted the money that he is making by doing that show. So are they going to pay him?
Yeah, that's what, they don't. There's no proviso in the contract that says if they make the playoffs, you can be in this arena. They need the arena. Raw's been on like every Monday since 1993.
Wow.
By the way, what fucking assholes in the Denver Nuggets gave away their stadium when they could possibly need it in the playoffs?
Yeah, they didn't believe in their team.
Wow, really? Talk about not
this was
having
months
confidence.
Ago. They didn't believe, and they're like, "Fuck that, we got to make money from our stadium."
Not only that, but they didn't sign the contract. I'm sorry.
Who's talking?
It's Travis in the other room.
Oh, hi, Travis.
I was frightened.
Are you on the air now?
Yes.
Okay, what are you saying?
They didn't sign the contract till last month, on the last day of the season.
Yeah, they agreed to it in August and signed the contract in April.
And in April, they knew they had a pretty good basketball team.
But they signed the contract anyway that said, yeah, here's the arena. So I know that Vince McMahon doesn't own the arena, but on that Monday night, he owns the arena.
So we got Vince on ESPN?
Yes.
Going after who's Stan?
Probably the owner. Yeah, he's the guy who
owner
owns
of the Pepsi Center?
The Pepsi Center.
And what's the latest right now at this hour on this situation?
Quite frankly, it's my view that Stan Kroenke should be arrested. He should be arrested for impersonating a good businessman because he's not a good businessman. It's not good business when you throw the WWE out on its ear when, in fact, there are no tentative dates, no provisions in the contract that allowed him to do that. That's not good business, and it probably won't be good business if the team and the coach has to rely on the management of Stan Kroenke's management. I don't like their chances of going too far in the playoffs.
Wow. You know what?
What?
If Vince's limo blows up and he's in it, at least now we'll have a suspect.
You think it was Kroenke the
At
whole
least
time?
now we'll have a suspect because last time we just didn't know who it was.
Well, it turned out to be he did it himself.
Yeah, but at first we didn't know.
We didn't know who it was at first.
We had
no.
The special investigators were involved. Oh,
Yeah.
it was a catastrophe.
It was crazy.
But now...
Oh,
better watch
let me
Vince,
tell you.
because Vince is always involved in some shady things. Lights are falling on him, TVs, whatever it is. His cars are exploding.
Yeah.
Now at least we have a viable suspect if anything should befall.
Well, this is how Vince is going to handle the situation right here.
Do you plan on being in Denver next Monday?
Our trucks are rolling. Tomorrow they're rolling and they're headed to Denver. There are going to be 2 events, I suppose, that night at the Pepsi Center.
And now, we've already known that this was booked last August. The contracts were signed in April. Who made the mistake here?
There's only one individual who made the mistake, and that would be Stan Kroenke. A big-time mistake. You don't treat people like this. It's just totally unfair. Certainly, it's unfair to the Denver Nuggets fans as well. They waited a long, long time for their team to be in the playoffs, and it's unfair to not support them as he should. It's unfair to book our event at the same time that they might be in a playoff situation. So I don't speak too highly of Mr. Kroenke's management skills.
How great is that?
Yeah.
How great is it that the Denver Nuggets are going to play an NBA playoff game in front of WWE fans? They're going to be really confused as they're holding their fake chairs and
At the same time. Yeah, it's going to be at the same time.
I don't know how they're going to fit a ring and a Titantron and a basketball court.
Yeah.
They should just
Going to distract the players, too.
Yeah. Plus, they got to honor everybody's tickets. If you want tickets to the playoffs, order Raw.
Oh, well, 2 people per seat.
Okay,
You got to
okay,
sit
then.
on people's laps, and then halfway through, when
you switch.
You switch.
Okay.
Yeah.
They should just have both events happen at the same time.
Just put the ring in the middle of the court.
Right.
The basketball players gotta go around it. That'd be great. Who wouldn't watch that, though?
It's just so obnoxious.
Wrestling is going to get the boot, obviously. There's no way.
I don't know. If there's a contract and Vince
will probably just roll over and he'll never fight it.
Pepsi Center will take the lawsuit before they'll fucking boot the Nuggets out in the play. That'll be a public relations disaster in Denver.
Brian has a problem with this. Let's go to Cleveland. Brian, how are you, buddy?
Good. How you doing?
Good, man.
Yeah, how are they supposed to know in April that this playoff game is going to fall right on this specific date? I mean, are you supposed to not book that Pepsi Center for a couple months just in case Denver makes it that far into the playoffs?
Yeah, I guess what Vince is saying, there's nothing in the contract whatsoever to say, look, you have the date unless the Nuggets are in the playoffs. Like, the contract pretty much reads, it's our fucking venue that night.
But doesn't isn't there the schedule of the playoffs and everything? Isn't it scheduled in advance?
No, not at all, because I think when this contract was, put in motion or whatever, the Nuggets, you weren't sure the Nuggets were going to be in the playoffs
I'm not sure about the Nuggets themselves. I'm just talking about when they do the playoffs. Isn't there a scheduled date?
Oh, yeah.
It says the playoffs are going to be on this day.
Oh, I don't.
No, because you don't know how many games each one's going to go. What you like? You have to. They change schedules sometimes depending on who's playing. Yeah.
I don't really know the specifics about that, to be honest with you. But what Vince is saying, there was no provision in the contract for this, so this guy's a bad businessman.
He's right.
And he doesn't even think, ahead just in case something
there should
like this
be something like
pop up.
If in the case the Denver Nuggets are in the playoffs,
right,
you cannot come here and play your hit the people with the chair game.
Especially if
that's not a game, okay?
Especially if you sign it in April and it's like May.
Assholes. Someone is saying that playoff schedules are made in advance. So maybe he just didn't have confidence in the Nuggets.
You have to
playoffs.
At least know it's around this time. Like, it'll be this week or next.
Jason in Pittsburgh. Jason.
Yo.
Hey.
Hey, the Penguins had a playoff game with the Washington Capitals, and there was a Yanni concert scheduled for one day. So they bumped the playoff game one day forward, which meant the Penguins had to play in Pittsburgh on a Wednesday night and then go to Washington to play on a Thursday night. It caused all kind of controversy, and the Capitals are saying this is one of the reasons why they lost.
How embarrassing is it that you got bumped for a Yanni concert?
Yanni. That awful fucking...
my God. You know what?
What do they call new age now that it's not new anymore? It's just it's old age.
It's called auditory cum. You know what, man? You'd look really good if Vince backed wrestling out and just took the next week and got some extra money from this guy. I'm sure that's what would probably happen. Like,
fuck that.
No way.
No
way.
That ain't Vince.
He's going to force it.
No way will that happen.
Trucks are rolling.
If instead of looking at a legitimate sport, they're going to have to wait a day or two while Vince does his fake wrestling show.
If they kick him out of the arena, Vince will set up in the parking lot if he has to. He will make a scene before
We're doing our show.
He should set up the ring in the parking lot.
Oh, yeah.
Raw is going to be on next Monday from Denver.
Well,
I don't doubt it.
That's a developing story. We'll have to wait and see. Victor the Trucker. Victor.
Hey, morning. How you guys doing?
Pretty good.
All right.
Hey, I think there should be a tag team match. Get a couple wrestlers against a couple of the ball players, and best out of three, whoever wins gets to have the venue for the night.
Then what would happen?
You do it that night. That way everybody is happy.
Yeah, but what happens? How does the game get played, though?
Well, you use your third-string players. Don't use your first string.
No, but I'm saying, like, how would they get all the people in for one and then out for the other? Doesn't make sense.
Oh, it makes plenty of sense. What you do is, first off, you contact Ted's Emporium. You get a couple people to bring in some movable rings.
Ted.
You know what? That was a good joke. You guys screwed it up.
He blames all of us.
Yeah, that was good.
You know what? That's one of the better saves lately from
I'm not leaving.
From a caller. He's saying
it was bad, yeah.
Steven S. from Bayshore. Vince can't cancel. He's planning on having his ass polished again that night.
That's very important.
Imagine the Nuggets are sitting home with their arms crossed, pissed as they're watching Vince get his ass polished in their stadium.
Polish my ass
by a guy in a Nuggets jersey.
Yeah. That's
you know he'll do something like that.
They changed to TV PG, so I don't know if there'll be any more ass buffing in the near future.
Vince.
You didn't tell me this. Jake's got more info on the Vince audio. Jake in North Carolina.
Hey, guys.
Hey.
On Sports Center this morning, they go back to Vince for like a quick 10-second little quip, and he's holding up a Lakers jersey.
Oh, God.
Yeah, he did do that. Nice. Thank you, Jake. All right,
guys.
We'll see what happens with that. That's a big story.
Yes, developing.
So, Red Eye.
Oh, right.
Back to the Red Eye thing.
Yeah.
I heard Super Agent Bob Eatman went.
Super Agent Bob Eatman went. So did our own Sirius XM's own Steve Blatter. He was there, as was Bob's brother.
Why did Steve do that? Is he studying to be a mortician? And he wanted a couple of samples?
Wow, could you feel the excitement in that trio? Wow.
Yeah, they came up and sat in the chairs there, the audience section.
Bob is a bore.
And
he's a nice enough guy, but he's a
oh my God,
bore.
Does Steve think it was weird that he was talking left and right, and then he looked and he saw that himself was in the mirror alone, just looking left and right, talking to no one?
Wow, look at that. You're finding pictures of everybody, aren't you, Dan? There's a picture of Art Garfunkel.
That's Bob's brother.
Oh, I thought it was Art Garfunkel.
A young Art Garfunkel?
Damn. And, of course, Bob. Wow, glamour shot. That's good. Eddie, let's shoot this fucker.
Bob's wearing a V-neck shirt, sexily up against the wall.
Yeah, he's leaning up against the brick wall all sexily and smiling. Hi.
That shows off his cheekbones. Right, guys?
I would like you as a client. Please invite me in. I cannot just step in your room. Don't look at the mirror when I pass. It might freak you out.
Does Bob have makeup on for that shot?
I don't know.
His eyebrows are a bit on the dark side.
Yeah.
He has Bo Derek cheekbones, though.
Yeah, look at those cheekbones on him. Wow.
Looks like one of the photos that's hanging up at the Comedy Cellar.
Yeah. It is one of those.
Yeah. Like his name should be Bill Rayford.
The comedy stylings.
Yeah, the comedy stylings of Bill Rayford. That's like a 1989 headshot.
Definitely. And he had 5 minutes of fame on some bad show that
yeah, he did A&E's Comedy on the Road once when they shot in with the Dakotas.
Let's hear it, everybody, for Bill Rayford. Bill Rayford coming out on stage. He runs out, waves to the audience.
Every joke finishes
hugs the MC. They're pals.
Every joke finishes with apparently, whatever, blah 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 blah.
Well, folks, that's my time.
I've been Bill Rayford, and you've been great.
Oh,
just happy to be there.
Bill Rayford.
Bill Rayford's a fool.
He stinks.
He does. He wore fucking he wore the wacky comedian outfit of a suit jacket with a thin tie and
very
sneakers.
Thin tie, right. Sneakers, yeah, looking why are they wearing that suit and sneakers, man? That's crazy.
And Bill Rayford's big thing was a Columbo impression at the end of his act. I hate to bother you, but
Thank you. You've been great.
Yeah, I've been Bill Rayford, and you've been great.
Bill Rayford. Oh, what an awful... The comics actually left the stage doing that, didn't they?
That's how you know you're dealing with a nobody on stage. They go, hey, thanks, I'm Jim Norton, take care. That's because for years, that's the way you end your set. You forget that you end your set with saying your name.
Yeah, because
it's a habit comedians have.
You want him to remember your name, man.
That's our low self-esteem. No other performer does that. No one fucking does that. Actors don't do it. Musicians. Hi, we're Black Sabbath. Well, yeah, then again, I guess they do. So,
That was just to get the people to go,
So did they bore the hell out of you?
Well, I had a couple of glasses of wine, so that made it a little more tolerable. As we sat high above Times Square. Yeah. We just talked about Red Eye and, the industry. Talked about the industry, man, the shape of terrestrial radio. And
was it weird to see Bob's wine radio coagulating?
Well,
he just laid right into the waitress's neck. What'll you have?
Yeah. He threw a tampon to his brother. Look, you get it this time.
Oh, shit. Make some tea.
A delicious treat.
Yeah, that was... but he kept me out a little late.
Yeah, what is he doing?
We were talking for quite a while up there, and it was in my hotel. But wow, kind of kept me up a little late. I got back to the room, went right to sleep, but the damage had been done. And I only had 2 glasses of wine sitting there, and I felt like a groggy this morning. Wine just fucking...
Wine's rough.
I could drink beer
rough one.
like Jim Cook, and wine just fucking exhausts you.
E-Rock was in studio. I just have to tell him real fast. I blamed you on the check thing yesterday. I went back there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not going back there.
Why?
I don't live there.
Oh, yeah, you didn't like the food either. We walked out on a check on Friday. I was telling everybody yesterday. I went back there, and I blamed it on E-Rock.
You did?
Yeah, I'm like, I forgot it was his turn to buy.
Did they know?
Huh?
They
knew.
Oh, they knew?
I walked in. I felt like I was going to be, yanked into a back room.
You should have just sat at a table and ordered something.
The same thing. To go.
The same thing.
Oh, they know.
They knew? Were they angry?
Yeah. I said, I walked down on a check on Friday, and they went, yeah, I know.
So, yeah, I know.
They were cool in the end, but
fuck them then.
I blamed E-Rock, though. But E-Rock didn't like the food anyway.
Oh.
So.
Yeah, I got sick from it, so.
Did you really?
Yeah.
What was it, healthy?
Yeah, we went with a little spicy chicken stir fry.
You got sick? Do you think you got food poisoning, or do you think you just like it just a little too strong for you?
It was a little too strong.
Sweetie.
It was too rich.
Did you go duty?
No, but I threw up all over the Tasty Delight bathroom.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, God.
I forgot about that.
My stomach was bothering me.
Oh, poor E-Rock.
Tasty Delight rules.
I know.
Let's just put that out there. That and Popeyes. We haven't talked about Popeyes in a while. Popeyes! Thanks, E-Rock. And on Red Eye, a couple more highlights, and talks about Elizabeth Edwards' new book.
Oh, okay. Right. That was...
Anthony, why did she write the book? Was it to punish her husband? She doesn't need the money, or was it some kind of therapy for her? Because she's had a rough time of it.
The book's one thing, but if she wants to punish him, this, first of all, should be on Maury.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be on that. You are the father. Ah! Elizabeth screams. He comforts her backstage. Because I can really see that scene playing out. But, yeah, probably some kind of a punishment thing. I mean, yeah she's rich. Well, she doesn't need the money.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Let's say hi to Scott in Boston. Scott.
That was the paternity thing, by the way, with John Edwards.
Right.
Yes.
He's writing all about it now.
Yeah.
Scott, what do you got?
Aunt, did Bob's breath smell like a bag of pennies?
Oh.
You got something in your teeth, Bob. It's a clot.
He's a nice enough guy, but...
He is.
He is,
He started talking about his French horn again.
No, there wasn't. I think he stopped the French horn stuff.
Does he play the French horn?
Yeah.
Oh, he plays it like Larry Craig through a hole in the bathroom wall.
You know what?
Bob's a fruit.
This goes back a few years, but I was having a real problem with Bob, so I was yelling into the phone, "You don't understand what we do because you're not creative." And then he yelled back, "I'm creative. I play the French horn."
Well.
End of argument there.
Yeah. Jesus. The French horn.
Stinks.
When you picked instruments in school, did you guys play an instrument in school at all?
No.
You weren't in the band thing, trying to be a rock star?
You got a band outside of school. If you were in the band in school, you were fucking fag.
No, you got to start somewhere, though.
No, you
cool.
start in your bedroom with a guitar.
I wasn't cool enough to know people in my neighborhood to start a garage band.
What'd you play?
I tried drums, to be honest with you. But then, like, the problem with me and drums, because I was one of 7 kids, I guess, even though there was up to 10 in our house at any given moment, I couldn't really have drums. Because it was already just
loud.
It was already just a nightmare, just the house was just,
It gets drum.
So I had to play drums on like pillows, and then they got that piece of wood with the hard rubber padding where the drumstick would bounce up and hit you in the head. They didn't figure that one out yet, but you were supposed to practice on that. But it makes absolutely no sound.
It's a little round rubber pad on a block of wood, and you'd go.
No, you don't hear shit though.
You hear a little.
It's a tap. You don't even hear that. You're not. You literally. I can't even represent the sound it makes.
Yeah.
Just think really soft.
Danny's got the shit. Danny's got that set over his house that it's electronic. So he puts his headphones on, and he's rocking out. And I mean, through the headphones, it sounds like a concert going on.
That's cool.
And in the room, you're just hearing. And sticks clicking together sometimes.
It's not real skin. It's like a rim. It's like a mesh. They call it a mesh kit. It's actually pretty sweet.
Yeah, and you know,
you didn't have that growing up.
I gotta thank Bill Burr for that. Actually, he didn't feel like shipping it out to L.A., so he sold it to me.
No kidding.
Yeah, pretty good price too.
Is there anything better than playing along to a really cool rock track?
No, I hooked my iPod up to it. It's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, I suck, but it's still cool as shit. Anyway, so when you picked up an instrument, it was like drums, guitar.
Yeah.
Maybe bass. Not the... But I had a friend that had he was the big stand-up bass guy walking around the school.
Ugh.
And then the tuba guys. What the hell are you doing?
That's
too much work.
First of all, toting it around.
When I went to band practice, I had a pair of sticks. That's it.
Yeah.
Kids are hauling around. When your instrument has to be on wheels, what are you doing?
Yeah, if you need casters on the bottom of what you
casters?
play. Well, they're wheels.
Right.
Casters are wheels, so in essence, we were both correct, Opie.
All right. One dumber than the other, though.
No, it's just the way it is. One dumber than the other.
We represent a lot of different people out there.
We try to cover the gamut.
I represent the dummies, and you represent the ones that might have a few more words in their vocabulary.
Some words. I try to have words.
Fuck.
Why the French horn?
Thank you. Let's get back to that. You ever see the French horn case?
No.
Give me a French horn case.
I think that's what he said when they're like, what kind of instrument? He's like, well, do you have anything I can carry in my asshole? My arms are busy.
Look at how weird the French horn case looks. What the fuck?
Oh, it's not straight?
It's weird.
No, that you look stupid on the bus. That is, you're getting beat up if you carry that.
In all fairness, Bob played like an orchestra in, where was it? He tells us all the time. I keep forgetting.
You listen?
Transylvania.
It wasn't in America. He was overseas. He was that damn good. And he looked like a young Dustin Hoffman when he was growing up.
Ratto Rizzo. Don't call me Don't call me boring in my own goddamn house. Can I just be Robert?
There's a picture of him in his house in L.A. where he looks like a young Dustin Hoffman.
Hope he winds up like that, too, pissing his pants and then dying on a bus. On his way to Florida with a mail hooker. Gonna suck dicks at every rest stop to make food money.
Yeah, terrible. Stephen S. from Bayshore, a big stand-up bass. Who did you go to high school with, Hope? The fucking Stray Cats? I had two friends growing up. First generation from Germany, and you would love these.
From Germany.
This is like
Oompa band.
What is it? The Simpsons? I'm trying to think. Norman and Martin. I shouldn't say their last name.
Borman.
They were twins, but they had a very German name.
Yeah,
and they were into weird stuff.
Murderer. Norman Murderer.
They were into ping pong, as in playing in ping pong tournaments.
Tourneys.
Interesting. They ranked in chess locally, and then they were like ridiculously good at these weird instruments, like the stand-up bass and like the violin. And their mom used to do concerts at churches for, the big organ players with the huge, massive 20, 30-foot pipes behind them. She was like a concert pianist on the organ.
Concert pianist.
It was the weirdest friendship I had because they were so not American. Back to Anthony on Red Eye.
Yeah.
Ant talks about an Obama advisor calling Miss California a dog. What's this about?
A dog. Some dummy was talking about his involvement, I guess, in the choosing of the first dog. and then made a comparison with Miss California.
I just don't understand the Miss California thing. It seems so simple to me, but it isn't out there in America. She answered the question properly.
Immediately.
You don't have to agree what she... I actually don't agree with what she had to say.
Neither.
But I like the way she answered the question, and that's how it should be in America.
They asked her something. She told the truth. She didn't attack homosexuals. She just gave her opinion on it because they asked her opinion on it.
Yeah.
And she was vilified for it because it was a politically incorrect opinion.
It just amazes me. She answered the question intelligently.
Yeah.
But there's still an uproar.
Yeah, she did a great job of kind of getting around, I think, the issue where she didn't sound like she was being homophobic or anything. It's just, this is my belief. Here it is. And that's that. And then, what the fuck? She gets, like she was gay bashing.
Yeah, you don't agree with her answer, so you go after her?
Yeah.
Like, I don't agree with her answer, but I think she well, I said it,
The fucking Democrats and Republicans agree with her. Like, this is not just some conservative, religious, uptight issue. A lot of Democrats are against gay marriage, too. And all over the world, they're against gay marriage. And I think it's ridiculous. They should leave it alone. But it's not something that just a bunch of conservative, uptight assholes feel. It's one of those things that the entire world, as a majority, agrees on, even though I think the entire world is incorrect.
It just amazes me. Whatever.
But she had the nerve to give her fucking opinion, honestly, and it's amazing what babies people are.
Kevin from Connecticut, a French horn case looks like a gay snail.
Well,
is that going to be a good visual?
Not a snail. He just didn't have faith in snail, so he said gay snail.
Yeah, had to put gay in.
So you have to throw something in front of the snail.
No, we're not that easy.
So Ant's talking about the advisor that sort of called Miss California a dog.
Hey, Anthony, it's not that this joke is outrageous or evil. It just doesn't make sense. Well, I mean, you can say what you want about Carrie, but a dog isn't one of them.
No, and it got raves. Like, everybody was wow, just laughing. I didn't even know until you popped that picture up. I thought it was Governor Patterson that made the remark. Because you have to be blind to think that she's a dog.
Yeah.
That girl is gorgeous.
Smoking.
Oh, my God, I missed the obvious angle. Yeah, so they're sort of calling her a dog, and she's
I kind of
she's
equated her with a dog, and she's fucking slamming.
Wait, was she beautiful? Was he black, the guy who said it?
No.
Okay, you said Governor Patterson.
Yeah, because I hadn't seen a picture of him. It was literal Jim. See, I was just saying it was, a blind guy.
Oh.
I was trying to pick a topical blind guy.
Okay.
Help me out with this. Bill.
That's all.
Bill Lance from his truck writes, welcome to the left, Opie. That's not a left thing.
Man! I don't know what he means by that.
If the Republicans would get a young, hip guy in there, I think I'd vote Republican. Simple as that. I was thinking about it again in the gym, what I believe in, and it all leans Republican. Just about everything.
Yeah.
Socially, you're like me. I'm more liberal socially. Right. I think the government should stay out of your fucking personal life in all aspects.
Right. I agree with that.
Including what you do in the bedroom.
Wholeheartedly.
Including you marry. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
I just hate both sides, to be honest with you. I think the system's flawed, but let's...
Well, it is. What are you going to
do? But Jesse will tell us differently when he comes in.
Jesse will tell us
ready for the big Jesse Ventura interview?
How Obama is just the Lord and Savior that he is. How George Bush is the reason we have every problem that we have here in the United States. And how it's an inside job as far as 9/11 goes, and that's why the people in Guantanamo should be set free, and everybody that even worked there as a janitor should be prosecuted in some way, shape, or form, and we should just sit and wait for another attack by Muslim extremists that hate us. Yeah.
You're going to challenge him today,
I
right?
agree with you.
You're going to challenge him?
No.
Come on. We'll build a wall so he can't get at you.
No, I will indeed give my point of view, and I will call him out on his tactics that he uses. His tactics. I'm not going to fall for his, what I call, shenanigans.
Could you do me one favor? When he goes into his rhetoric or whatever you want to call it?
Rhetoric.
Just go, blah, 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 blah.
No.
Why not?
Because he'll hit me. He's a big gentleman.
No, he was a wrestler. It's fake hitting.
I will. Fake hitting.
You'll be fine.
Some of that fake hitting looked like it kind of hurt some people.
Yeah, one of those meat hooks would sever your jaw from your face.
You think it would do some damage?
Yeah, he would put you in a fucking near coma if he hit you.
Oh, by the way, Bruce now writes, "Welcome to the right, Opie." So there you go.
Oh, nah.
Let's say hi to Kenny. We got some great instrument comments coming in. Kenny, go ahead. Tennessee.
Hey, what's up, gentlemen? I was going to say Bob Edwards plays an instrument. He has the fist while he blows it.
The what?
Bob Edwards plays an instrument. He has the fist while he blows it.
Bob Edwards plays an instrument, or our Bob?
No, Bob Edwards.
Bob Edwards plays an instrument, and he had the blows.
No, basically he's saying that Bob Edwards plays an instrument, because we're talking about instruments, obviously, where you have to fist the instrument to play it. Is there an actual instrument?
It's a French horn. Yes.
See, that's not Bob Edwards.
That's Bob Eatman.
Bob Eatman.
Bob Eatman.
Super agent.
Yeah. Don't confuse Bob Eatman with Bob Edwards. Oh, well, it's sort of the same joke that they're both ghouls. So.
It is.
All right, so I got to give Kenny a little slack today.
Bob Edwards is just a more competent agent.
Do you really have to fist the French horn to play it?
Yeah,
you put your fist in the front. You lube it up.
So you're getting your own spittle on your knuckles?
Yeah.
Are you?
Yeah.
You ever smell?
Spit goes through that thing.
You ever smell the mouthpiece?
Oh no! Stop it.
Of an instrument?
No.
How about the spit valve? How about the spit valve
of the guy from The Soloist?
I'm punching out one.
Thank you, sir.
Can we hear the French horn, Travis? We have any of that? I don't know what it sounds like.
It sounds...
I cannot find any French horn music in here. I've been searching for the last 10 minutes.
Dan?
See, the master computer doesn't believe in the French horn. I love it. The spit valve. What instrument uses the spit valve?
Most of your brass instruments. Most of your brass instruments use a spit valve. I believe certain woodwinds might. I'm not sure of that.
What's a spit valve?
There's an actual YouTube video of a girl playing a French horn.
With a spit valve.
No, she's showing you how to clean out the spit valve.
How much
Another
spit
good
comes out of
place
it?
to check is also on the side of the horn. You want to check your main slides here. You just take them out.
You pull some of the piping out and just starts...
She's shaking spit out of her French horn. She's cleaning her
For
French
this one, what you want to do...
Yeah.
Why is it so
remember
twisty?
To take the mouthpiece out because you're going to dump the whole horn.
Why is it so twisty?
Make a fucking line.
You're like a child. I love you,
There's no reason for that. You're playing intestines. French horn sucks.
It's a great question, though.
It needs the length.
Well, you want to imagine taking
And the different dimension, the slowly growing tube, and that length to get the
other way.
At first they used to remember those big, giant, long horns that people
also
like that.
Yeah,
they figured they could still get that by just winding it up.
It's actually kind of like you know how your Bose wave radio sounds so delicious.
Yes.
It's because that sort of same technology is inside of your Bose wave radio. There's a whole bunch of tubing that goes on and it coils and it moves around. That's to produce a better sound.
Gets a running start.
Why is it so twisty?
I'm going to play the French horn for everybody.
Slides out.
Clean out your snot valve.
Just did, my friend.
Can this bitch play it?
No, she's just cleaning it out.
I want to hear music.
Here, I'll find
If this doesn't end with her sticking the French horn up one of her holes, I don't want to watch it.
I want to see her play with her anus. Her puckering anus.
Hey, for Travis, hold on one second. I don't want to lose this. Michu Kaku talking about the towers falling. We need that for the Jesse Ventura interview. Or E-Rock can work on that down the hall. Give it to me on CD, please. You got the French horn now, Dan?
Yeah, I got a French horn solo.
All right. And because I don't want to lose another instant feedback before we hit that. Patty McGee from Jersey writes.
Hi!
Opie, welcome to the middle of the road. Just go with the...
That's the guy that, you're
By the way,
libertarian.
Now the bit's over because there's no...
Why? It's a good bit.
There's only 3 things you could do with that bit.
Welcome to the left-leaning conservative.
Right.
Me and Patty McGee. Yada-da.
Are we French horning Dan?
Sure.
All right.
You ready?
Oof. What is this? Sardis.
Someone's saying that.
By Vito. Look at this ghoul.
This is
in his
Bob,
kitchen.
This is what Bob sounds like, pretty much.
bet his wife is plotting his death every time he runs out to the garage and plays this piece of shit. This pile of internal organs.
It's just a different world. Right?
It's horrendous. This guy's head should explode like scanners.
Oh, that is awful. The only thing that would make us better is if that was a shotgun barrel.
Yes. This guy's playing with his toe.
What's the greatest French horn piece ever? Someone's saying that they use the French horn in the Jeopardy music. Is there any French horn where we would go, wow, cool, this is what I'd do? We lost a listener, guys. Lost one.
Yeah?
What happened?
Well,
you were too liberal? Or
Scary Uncle from Philly writes, oh, good, the low-rent Hannity show again. I'll catch you guys tomorrow.
Bye.
More ill-informed rantings from high school dropouts. Surprisingly, it's not as interesting as you seem to think.
Cunt. Shut up.
Don't listen.
Shut up. You're still listening, by the way. You didn't turn it off. Go in your mom's room and slip your hand under her sheet and fist her. Just do that. Do that while we talk, and then come back later with your stink fist.
That's a good advice.
You mess. Shut it.
Sonny Forelli, Boston. Chuck Mangione is probably the most famous French hornist. Are they called hornists?
Hornist?
I would call
French hornist.
I would call them horniest.
Yeah.
Well, they actually wanted to be called hornists.
Did Chuck Mangione play the French?
I don't know.
They thought douchebag was degrading.
That looks like a version of a French horn that Chuck Mangione is playing. Chuck Mangione.
A willful boy from Jersey writes, Opie, welcome to Just Left of Center.
Oh,
keeping the bit going.
There you go.
John B. from Boston. Just a string of good instant feedbacks. Pardon me. French horn in the intro to the badly drawn boy song from The Shining. Wait, I think there is some French horn in The Shining.
Yeah. It's a ghoulish, creepy instrument.
Well, fucking find some French horn for us people. John in Virginia. Opie, welcome to the Wig Party.
Oh, wow, the wigs. Where did they go when you really need them?
Well, you know what it was? They spelled it too weird. It's W-H-I-G is how you spell the party, not
Yes.
W-I-G.
Yes.
And there was just a whole bunch of misprinted flyers and bumper stickers.
Oh.
And they finally said, fuck this shit. Actually, in those words. That's what happened to the
Was
wigs.
that their official?
Yeah.
We're done with this.
One guy just stood up in the middle of it when they said, we're going to have to reprint the bumper stickers again. And one guy just stood up and went, fuck this shit. And everybody got up and just left the hall. And that was the end of the Wig Party.
That was it, right?
I remember that historical speech. Is that archived anywhere?
Yeah, well, it was. You know what it was? It was the same day Lincoln was shot, so it was kind of like the news of his shooting kind of took priority. Over that. It's true.
The Whigs.
You know, the Whigs.
I didn't know.
DW. Opie, welcome to the reason why you don't vote.
Oh.
I like that, actually. The theme from the Sunday morning CBS show, the French horn.
Who listens to
right.
that?
Sunday morning. I hate that. That's creepy. It makes me feel ugh when I watch that show for some reason.
We got Tom in Chicago. Tom?
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Hey,
Happy
buddy.
birthday, Jimmy.
Thanks, Tommy.
Hey, I think that the teacher's voice from the Peanuts might be a French horn.
Wah, 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 wah.
Yeah.
Yes, we know the Sunday morning.
Wow, I'm in your house. That's creepy.
Yeah.
Oh, look, we can hear it.
On to now.
All right. That's really creepy. I'm in someone's house.
Ooh.
We're in someone's house. Let's say hi to Neil in Seattle. Neil.
Hey, Jimmy, Anthony Opie. If a girl's blowing me, she shoves her fist up my ass. Is that French horning?
You know something? We do have the rusty trombone.
You know we got to play the rusty trombone.
Which is when a girl puckers up and licks your ass while she jacks you in the front like a slide trombone. But if you do it the other way around and fist the ass while blowing, all right, I'm in. It sounds like, well, I'm not in to do it, unless, of course, you're gentle. But that does sound like a French horn. I'm sure you'd make that sound, too.
Do we have the rusty trombone?
you want now?
Yeah, let's hit it.
Trombone, boom, 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 boom.
Boom, boom. You can hit it any time there. Here we go. An oldie but goodie. Yeah, from O&A.
A rusty trombone is best with the filthy whore. She'll reach around and get you off with her hand. All the while she'll lick your spot by your tiny balloon knot. Hope you didn't eat too much bran. A rusty trombone may not be moral. While I think this sounds kind of gay, I'd rather get some oral with the finger up my butt. But that's me, what the hell, I'm a nut. Come on, honey, start the music. Yeah, you play that well.
That's so stupid.
That was brilliant, wasn't it?
Not only that, but it was also played on regular radio a whole bunch of times. And I just did some counting. There would have been 4 dumps in that song.
Yeah.
The word rusty trombone, they might have been dumped.
You're right. They probably would have.
They started, getting mad at the words that meant certain things. So
Cleveland Steamer and all those you can't do on regular radio anymore. Hey, Ed, help me out with this one. I really don't know. Rob in Virginia. More info on the French horn. Rob?
Yo.
Hey.
What's up, boys?
Hey there, Rab.
Half of the greatest soundtrack ever created is French horn, the Star Wars soundtrack.
Oh.
Ton of French horn.
What, like Darth Vader's theme there? Or?
Yeah, almost like the intro, like Vader's theme. I mean,
it's a whole orchestra playing.
We want where.
I'm sure there's a French horn in there.
Yeah, we want something where the French horn is just completely highlighted.
I can't like pinpoint it, but I'm sure if you kind of look for it, you can find it.
All right, thank you, sir.
Yep.
Actually, Bob in New York might have the greatest French horn.
Was it the theme song for Maude?
Maude, no way.
Hey guys, how you doing?
What's up, Bob?
A lady could die with a freedom fighter.
You can't always get what you want by the Rolling Stones. The beginning is a French horn played by Al Cooper.
Alice Cooper?
Al Cooper.
No, Al
Cooper. That was a big difference.
Yeah. That is a French horn?
Yes.
Doesn't sound like the one that jerk-off is playing.
We got a winner. Fucking old Stones rule. God damn it. Tasty Delight, Popeyes, and old Rolling Stones. What a combination, my friends.
A glass of wine in her hand.
What movie was this featured prominently in? Little trivia.
X?
I don't know.
Casino?
Wasn't it Casino?
I have no idea.
That was the beginning of that movie where the guy died.
What?
That one movie where the guy died and they were all at his funeral, they slept over. A couple days.
Yeah, but do you remember the movie? Come on. You're right there. You're right there.
I know.
And you got the movie? You described it perfectly.
The one with Jack Nicholson?
No, whose body was the dead guy? It was a very famous actor, and that was his whole role because they cut out all his other scenes, and the only scene they left in was his dead body. Because
Jeff Goldblum, he slept in that little race car.
Yeah, Jeff Goldblum was in it.
Oh man,
come on.
What year?
It was early '80s, I'm thinking. Mid '80s, maybe. Come on.
Is Jeff Goldblum, is he a Jew?
Yes.
I was just wondering.
Come on. Don't look down at him, please.
No, I'm trying to.
They all get together for this guy.
Right.
He died.
I know.
They're on kind of a retreat for 2 days. Talking about life, man.
Yeah.
Glenn Close is in it. Jeff Goldblum.
She's in the shower scene. And that.
Yeah, we reference the rape shower all the time.
I keep thinking of Diner, but it's the other one. It came out about the same time. The something with a C.
Mark the day. I might have finally got you with movie trivia. Finally.
Well,
come on.
It's a crappy movie.
I remember it as being a good movie, but maybe it's not a good movie. William Hurt?
Yes, I know.
Yeah. You're right. Don't look down.
I gotta go through the alphabet. B, C, D.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
And I'm going to kick myself in the ass because I know this.
And part 2 to the trivia, who was the dead body? What actor? I want to say it was Kevin Costner, but I'm not really sure about that.
Kevin Kline.
Kevin Kline was in the movie. No, he wasn't.
Did it start with the?
Yeah. Most movies start with the.
Cold?
The Star Wars.
Cold?
The
No, not
Godfather.
cold.
All right, good,
Cold
good,
is
good,
in there.
good.
Is it?
A version of Cold.
I know what it is.
Good, good.
It's in there.
Yeah, good.
My
good,
synapses
good.
aren't snapping.
Starts with the blank.
The Big Chill.
Give yourself a bill!
Oh, gosh.
Only reason I want to do that.
Wow.
Very good. Now, who was the dead body in the movie? Now look down, because we need the answer. It's one of those dumb movie trivia questions.
Who was...
Like, they show the body, I think, at the beginning of the movie. That guy had other scenes. They cut him out, and now he's a very famous...
Costner.
No, it wasn't. I actually know who it was. It was Bill Rayburn. He was
anyone know?
An average comedian from the 80s who eventually caught hepatitis in his eyes. Played the French horn.
That was Kevin Costner.
It was Kevin Costner? Nice. Wow.
83?
Well, Bob, end of the French horn bit. You got it. The beginning of this song with the French horn, there's nothing better as far as the French horn goes. You win. I wish we had a prize closet. We're working on a prize closet, and I don't know. I don't know what's happening with that. We have literally 20 guys that work for this channel behind the scenes, and we still don't have a prize closet. So go figure. Because I would give you a fine prize for that.
Sure.
All right, Bob. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Ecstasy of Gold has the French horn?
Just got everything in it, yeah.
Opening scene of Fast Times, kids shoving French horn in locker. Oh, okay.
Oh, well, that has a French horn in it, but it's not like in it. It's different.
So now we're up to Tasty Delight, Popeyes, early Rolling Stones. Some of the greatest treats of all time. You want
Tasty
to add to the
Delight?
list?
What was that?
It's like ice cream, but without the guilt.
Oh, I thought it was Chicken Delight.
Little guilt.
Remember?
Still a little guilt.
Do you remember Chicken Delight?
Sure.
Remember that? Don't cook tonight. Call Chicken Delight.
No.
We deliver.
I don't.
That was on TV.
What's that other chicken joint that everyone talks about that's healthier? Chicken full. Chicken fillet.
No,
it's
chicken cancer.
Let's get back to and on Red Eye. Let's see.
More. I said a lot.
Guarantee this is...
That was useless, but I talked a lot.
You were good, man.
You're very conversational.
Oh, I like being conversational.
No, you were really good.
Overture to Tommy, right. That has the French horn. I saw the Who Man at Giant Stadium when they did the tour with the orchestra and everything. And, when that started up, and it was just...
That's the Tommy Overture, right?
An amazing moment.
Could you find that, Travis?
I mean it.
That the rock opera?
Well, they didn't do they didn't do Tommy, but they played songs from the rock opera that is
you ever
Tommy.
Get the 2-disc Tommy CD?
Jimmy does not like the rock opera.
Holy shit!
2 discs Tommy? I certainly
Dude,
didn't.
one of my jobs when I had to work Christmas morning, I think it was Rochester, the home of rock and roll. Their thing was to play the entire double CD Tommy thing.
Yeah.
Every Christmas morning. Fucking rock. It's unbelievable. I don't know how the fuck he came up with that. For real, Jimmy. For real.
For real.
Some of that rock opera shit sucks. A big one. Have you ever just sat through it?
Not even 30 seconds of it.
The movie sucks a big fat dick.
But the double disc
Tommy
thing is amazing. I'm telling you, it's amazing. It just flows. There's a few hits in there.
What's one of the songs from it? I might like it and not even know it.
Well, Acid Queen's on there, and I haven't listened to it in a long time.
I like Quadrophenia better
than the Tommy thing.
Yes, I actually like the music on Quadrophenia better than Tommy. Although there are some songs I like better than some songs that are on the other album, but I like Quadrophenia.
Well,
better.
Pinball Wizard, Jimmy's on Tommy.
He's a pinball wizard.
Give me the
man.
hits from the Tommy disc.
Tommy, you hear me?
Well, we don't
Tommy.
need to hear it. Just I need a list of the songs on that. Chick-fil-A, thank you. Even better than motherfucking Popeyes. That's Puddle of AIDS.
Chick-fil-A?
Everyone talks about the Chick-fil-A. I've never had one.
Yeah.
Bring one immediately. Yes, Dan.
Let's see. You got just the overture, obviously. Acid Queen, Pinball Wizard.
Pinball Wizard is
Tommy.
So
Can you hear me?
Played and sucks. And
Fiddle About rules.
Fiddle About sucks. Maybe I don't like anything on Tommy.
It's terrible.
Tommy, can you hear me?
Yeah.
What's Pinball Wizard? How's that go?
Oh my God, you know that one. So overplayed. I'm Free isn't bad.
And we're not going to take it.
We're not going to take it as
Was that a remake that Twisted Sister did?
No, it's just the title's the same, but it's a completely different song.
I want to hear a little bit of Pinball Wizard. I don't know any of this shit.
Tommy overture first for the French horn.
Yes, for the French horn.
Okay.
I'm jealous. I would have loved to see the Who
That
do
was
this.
really good.
Did they do the whole thing?
Yeah, yeah.
Fuck.
It was really good. Fuck. With a full orchestra, man.
I missed this. We come back around.
Hey, Jimmy.
Is this the one where the French horn kicks in?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Kicks in soon here. Oh, wait. Here it comes. Yes. Live this I'm absolutely crying over here. I'm absolutely crying. I was by the Botox. Shut up.
Sometimes you just can't goof. I'm jealous. I'm jealous. I didn't see this for real.
Pete Townsend running around with baby powder on his zipper.
Jimmy ruins everything. Why do you have to ruin everything that could be nice?
The overture is very.
Drums are good.
Well, keep moving.
Yeah.
French horn, more French horn.
Yeah, this is good. I mean, tolerable.
Wait, and the whole band was doing this?
Oh, yeah.
I don't remember this.
You know?
No, I mean, I don't remember them doing it, the whole thing. It was on Broadway or something?
Yeah, I saw it on Broadway, and then I saw it at Giant Stadium when they had the whole band and an orchestra there and everything. Fuck. It was really cool.
God damn it, I'm jealous. I'm going to play that today.
That was a good one.
I'm going to play the whole fucking thing and drive my girl crazy. Both discs on 11.
Only good use of the French horn right there.
No, we did the you can't always get. Dave in Tennessee.
Yeah, the French horns for fags. Hey, listen, Opie, I love you, brother. But when you say give yourself some, I get embarrassed, and it's like nothing embarrasses me, and I'm all alone.
He gets embarrassed. Who wants to field this one? I gotta tell you, Dave. Do you honestly think I'm sitting here thinking that is like something really cool to do?
Yeah.
I'm doing it to annoy the fuck out of my two pals in studio first.
We get the same cringy feeling, sir.
I know. That's why I'm doing.
I don't even know which. What do you mean? What is it you do?
I don't know. Give yourself a bell.
That's why it works.
How does it go?
Well, okay. But I don't want you to think I'm sitting here thinking, oh, wow, this is my new catchphrase or something. I'm doing it to be annoying as fuck.
Right. Do you understand now, sir?
No, because you don't understand. I think we're the only radio show that really tries to annoy our listeners. Yeah. Sometimes you're annoyed just because, the show is trying to be something and it bothers you. But we openly try to annoy the fuck out of you.
No, and that's why I love it, because you're honest. And you've been annoying me successfully for 4 years.
I have to ask him, though. Now do you understand?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, give yourself a bell.
It's fun.
Give yourself a bell. Oh, Ted.
That's fun.
And it's just a takeoff on the cheesehead thing. That's all it is.
Yeah, of course.
I'm just reworking it.
Cheesehead.
And on Red Eye. We'll eventually get through all these clips. We literally had 3 minutes.
Wow.
Ant talks about plagiarism in the New York Times. I think he gets dumped again.
Why?
Now, this is Maureen
Dowd.
Dowd.
And she had to admit that she stole some shit from a blogger?
Yep.
Yeah.
And of course she made it
a goddamn blogger.
Because the guy said, except she changed one thing, you know, being the, you know, of course she works for the fucking Times, I think, right? That's where she's.
And then her excuse was she didn't steal it from the blog. See, her friend read the blog, and then her friend conveyed to her what she read on the blog without telling her she read it on a blog, and then she wrote it in her column, still without saying a friend told me,
What a bore.
and then saying that, so she didn't credit them either.
There's one line where it says the blogger wrote something about when we were trying to find out information on 9/11, meaning we, the collective we as a country, but she said the Bush crowd.
Ugh.
Instead of we, she changed it to the Bush crowd.
Throw
Good.
that in.
That's it, you dopey bitch. Steal something else.
Thief.
Hey, Anthony, big deal, not a big deal?
I kind of got to stay out of this one. For my show, I plagiarized barelylegal.com.
But you know what?
And totally played it off like it was my own literature.
It's actually a fair point that you're making in kind of a vile manner, which we don't approve of.
No.
Because of the new web culture, people are just lifting from everywhere.
That got through.
That got through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
I think Sam thought you had a second example.
Sam's an idiot.
He really is.
He's a boob.
Let's fire him.
What a maroon.
He thinks everything's going so well for himself.
Wouldn't that be great to
That
just
would
fire
really-
him? He'd be like, but I'm doing good. And it's like, welcome to fucking radio.
Right.
You finally got your last lesson. You're a graduate now. Everything's going great. You're successful. You're doing well. Now get the fuck out. There. Now you know how radio works.
Did I ever tell you what Mark Cronin told me back in the day?
Mark Cronin?
When I was delivering pizzas. When I thought I was doing radio.
Zoiks.
I worked for a radio station. My job was to deliver pizzas. You figure it out.
Yeah.
And he sat me down. He's from Rochester, but for some reason he had to speak in a real deep Canadian accent, which I can't do. And he's like, buddy boy, just want to let you know, you're not in radio until you officially have been fired. That was his advice. He actually sat me down to tell me this.
We are deeply entrenched in radio then.
Yeah.
Woof.
But that was his little thing. So maybe we should fire Sam so he's officially in radio.
He thinks he's making some headway on the show. He's all happy. They really seem to like me.
Yeah. Bye.
Yeah. They just you take his ID and you cut the string and take his ID.
Good day, sir. Good day. And have him leave. Just
temporary.
Escort it out.
And thank you to James S. from Riverhead. You would love the whole Tommy thing because they got Uncle Ernie in there. It was very similar to Uncle Paul.
Uncle
Jimmy.
Paul.
Oh, yes.
He fiddles about.
He fiddles about.
Fiddles
if you know
about.
What I mean.
Well, you know, Pete and I used to trade emails. We were doing research for a book.
He was a dirty birdie.
Yeah, Pete never had anything really good, though. He would always go to me, Paul, you got anything for me?
Ugh.
Yeah.
I'm disgusted with Uncle Paul.
It's so
Why?
I don't know what it is.
It's so creepy, like...
Trying to tell you something.
Not even the material, your voice.
Well, that's the way I talk. Can't help it. My teeth are rotten.
Not like Spock talking over his dentures.
No.
Your destiny is... like, all right.
Is that in the new movie?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I'm slow... Yeah.
No. Are you serious?
You will... You know, Spock has a pivotal role in the movie.
Oh, no.
Yet it's limited. It's not like he's on screen a lot, but it's a very, important part. But when he is on screen talking, it is very difficult to get over him talking over those dentures in his face.
Oh, no, really? That's going to ruin the movie for me.
You must get back to the Enterprise. You must not say that you've met me. It's fucking the year, 2300? How about some fucking some denture cream or whatever?
His teeth are too white, too.
Yeah, they're pearly white.
They're way too white for the setting.
And Spock now, in real life, looks like Spock did with the makeup on when he died in the Wrath of Khan, when he shoved his face in the radiation.
Classic.
It's your density. Your density.
Yes.
Oh, those choppers.
Do you have any Efferdent on the Enterprise?
Is it bad, Jimmy?
It's fucking horrendous.
Is it really bad?
Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait.
It's fucking
When he's talking, it's just...
a fence in his mouth.
Look, it's my birthday this weekend. Someone give me 2 goddamn...
Happy birthday!
Not yet, Jimmy, not yet. Not yet. But someone give me 2 goddamn IMAX tickets to see Star Trek today. Today. I want it today.
All right, kiddo.
Because I'm
all right.
I do a birthday week. I'm in the middle of my birthday week. Get me Star Trek IMAX tickets today.
Yeah, birthday week?
Front and center too.
You have a whole week?
No, not really.
Oh, I thought you were going to do like a whole very important week thing.
No, I'm not that important.
Oh,
I already know that.
Be fun.
I curse Mike though. Mike Williams from Delaware. I curse you. Chick-fil-A with waffle fries. Damn it!
Is that good stuff?
No.
What do you think?
Sounds good.
Fuck.
God damn it.
And I do want to acknowledge that Jed B from Connecticut hit it on the head. Your friends were nerds, Opie. Ha ha. And you were a nerd. I do believe I was a nerd growing up. I didn't want to be a nerd. I wanted to be the cool kid.
A nerd.
Were you a nerd? Where'd you fall?
There was a portion of my life where I was a nerd until I found...
the first 46 years.
Yes. I still have a lot of geek and nerd in my personality, but the truth of the matter is, when I was a child, I was very nerdy. I was very much into science, very geeky. And then I found marijuana.
Nice. And
turned into a stoner guy that was... just irresponsible, but very funny. So people liked me in school.
I was a nerd without the geek.
No geek?
Not really.
Just nerd? You gotta be nerd with geek. Just nerd is, ooh.
I know, but I'm being honest. I didn't have the geek part of the nerd thing. I was like, what's his name in that Hughes movie, John Hughes movie, where he's showing the panties in the fucking bathroom?
Oh, yeah.
The Woodsman?
He was
like
nerdy, yeah.
But I was like...
But he got the chick at the end of the movie and the Rolls Royce.
Yeah, I didn't get a Rolls Royce.
No.
I was like
Or the chick.
This is going to sound stupid, but I was like a cool nerd. But I wasn't in the cool category. I want to always be...
You were cool among the nerds?
Yeah.
All right.
But that's not saying much.
No,
Being a healthy AIDS patient.
Exactly. Because you're still in the nerd category. I always want to be like with the cool like kids, but I never really made the jump. But as far as the nerds go, I was like the leader. I was like the cool nerd. You know what I'm saying?
I know
what
you're saying.
I'm not trying to give myself a compliment. It still sucks.
No, you were king of the nerds.
Yeah.
I really did I was very neutral. Like, I was a nerd, geeky guy, and I was friends with some of them, but I also hung out with the stoner guys and a few of the jocks. Like, I never got beat up by the jocks or anything like that, and I think that was because, I was always fucking making jokes and shit.
We were
and that's
very
like your
similar.
safety mechanism.
Because I was on the line with so many different groups.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Never committing to one.
No.
I committed most to the army jacket wearing in the back of the school, like in the back hall of the school, where you'd smoke cigarettes and weed out back. And those guys were like my friends.
I was on the fringe of so many of these groups in high school. Because I played a lot of sports, so I was in that circle, but sort of on the outside.
And then I was friends with a kid in junior high that was this real just nerd, complete nerd. He'd come in every day and talk about like the Nixon Watergate hearings or something. He's like coming in talking about how great. Did you hear what Judge Sirica said today as far as the Nixon Watergate thing? And I'd talk with him and stuff and like, oh yeah, really? That's kind of. And then he would proceed to just get pummeled by the jocks.
Right.
And I would stand there. He was kind of a friend of mine, but I was powerless to do anything. I felt bad. I couldn't save him. So I just kind of walked away as he got beat up.
He's probably worth $300 million today.
Oh, absolutely.
Of course.
Absolutely.
Did you have friends that you didn't acknowledge in school, but they were actually really cool to hang out with outside of school, but you didn't, you knew it just wouldn't look good?
Yep.
So you would see them and you would sort of say hi, but barely.
It's like the Breakfast Club, man.
But you would kind of give a nod, like, all right.
Yeah.
We'll play after school, but in school, you're not going to help my status whatsoever.
So
I can't acknowledge you.
Can't talk to you out of school.
But they were great to hang out with for whatever reason.
I was usually geeky or nerdy.
Yeah.
You can't get in trouble hanging out with the stoner kid.
No.
No one's going to
or the jocks
say, "Oh,
or
what are you doing?" Yeah.
The popular ones.
But it's the weirdos. The weirdos. And then there were levels of weirdos. Like geeks. A geek is at the point where you can deal with them. But there's various levels of geekdom, and then it gets into the weirdo category. And those were the people like Napoleon Dynamite and shit that would walk around school, and no one talked to them because they were just fucking weird.
Or the 12-year-old that was in 12th grade.
Yeah, but that's like smart weird, so there was almost a jealousy thing. It was the people in the cafeteria that ate alone with their head buried in their lunchbox, looking around, and just real strange, putting tots in their pockets. But it was just the weirdo people that you didn't hang out with.
We had a girl in a wheelchair. What's that?
Oh, shit.
Who, watching her eat lunch was the most horrendous thing you could ever see in
What
your
you
life.
have, like CP, MS? What initial disease?
Some god curse.
Yeah.
Just horrendous. Like, she couldn't, like, control nothing. And just eating was a major effort with a lot of drool and just spit and just, like, things flying everywhere. And
Put them in a different room while you're eating, I say.
She was brilliant.
Yeah.
Fucking brilliant.
What else do they have to do? They're not fucking or...
But the lunch thing, I even remember, like, in school, you're way more of a dick, but I even remember feeling sorry for her as a kid in high school.
Yeah.
And kids in high school don't feel sorry for nothing. But this it was such an effort for her to eat. I was like, oh my god.
You have dying cancer, kid? You ever have dying cancer, kid?
No, I had no.
That's a treat. We had one of them in
We had a couple
John
shaved
Glenn.
heads, but they made it.
They made it?
Yeah.
I was at the point in school, I guess. There's that fine line where I was there where it was just like death sentence.
You had
they would put leeches on you, I guess.
So he didn't come back after the summer?
No, it was one of those during the school year kind of went away and then just never came back, and then we got the news over the public address system. But sit there, and even then I would think, like, why are you bothering going to school?
No shit.
I understand maybe you just want to be a normal life or something,
kid.
but Jesus Christ, go roll yourself up Mount Everest or
When you be
something.
getting hookers and stuff?
Yeah.
Trying every type of drug possible?
Yeah.
If I knew it didn't harm me, I would try every drug possible, no problem.
Yeah. Dying kid was depressing.
Did you have Train Guy?
Hit by a train?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I had Train Guy.
Oh, yeah, it was called Trainee. As a matter of fact, there was a guy named Trainee that was hit by a train.
He died, though, right?
And no, he was alive. He was retarded.
Our train guy died.
Wow, he got brain... No, ours had brain damage. He was hit by a train before I ever knew him.
Jeez. No, I'm talking about...
Lady Di's husband?
I'm talking about knowing the kid on the school bus.
Wow, and then hit by a train?
No clue that he had ever had any issues, and then, yeah.
I had sump drowning kid.
Really?
Yeah. During the summer. In one of the sumps here on Long Island, you got a lot of those sumps in the development. They just dig giant craters in neighborhoods, and that's where all the flood water goes from the streets. And in the summer, when it's raining, these things would fill up, and kids would go down there and make little improv boats and things like that. And
how did he die?
He drowned. He fell out of one of his little boats. They were probably, stoned or something, and he drowned.
Wow.
Couldn't get out of the sump, and drowned kid.
Did you have, there's one I had.
I like this
Damn
playing
it.
fucking, like, trading card death.
I know, I had two.
Got him.
Car accident we all had.
Everyone
Car
had
accident.
the car
that's
accident. That was
whatever.
dime a dozen.
That's like
Dime
whatever.
a dozen.
Molested by his father, kid? Anybody have that one?
Wow. No.
Raise your hand, Jimmy.
That wasn't me.
If you didn't know him, perhaps you should look in the mirror.
Oh, two more.
Mm-hmm.
Falling through the ice guy.
No, wow, that's a biggie.
Yep.
Never had falling through the ice.
Mill
kid.
Pond.
Really?
Centerport. Dead.
Yeah.
70s.
I'll get you.
I had
Oh, Danny?
I had bone marrow transplant kid.
Oh, how'd that work out for him?
Not good.
Oh, shit.
He died?
Yeah.
Oh.
Really?
We had horrific car wreck kid. A lot of car wrecks and stuff, but this was the Ortega Highway, which I talk about in California. It's just a windy, snaky road. Very horrible with just cliffs on it and big Conrock cement trucks coming up the other way. And they were in a hatchback, like a Pinto or something like that. And, of course, not wearing seatbelts. And a couple of the kids got thrown out before the car went off the ravine. And one kid was in the back. The hatch opened. He was getting thrown out, and then it slammed down on his arm and caught him.
Oh.
And he tumbled down the ravine with the car with his arm. He almost made it out with his arm stuck in the Pinot hatchback.
Dead?
That's where. Oh, so dead.
So dead.
So completely, totally
so
dead.
dead. You ever have? Oh no, that was after. Well, it was after, but Hanging Girl.
Wow,
that was after though.
Did you go to school? The Overlook Hotel?
No kidding.
Yes. Did you have massacred twins with an axe?
Great study hall.
I remember going to my high school reunion and we were asking about people that weren't there, and I was talking to this one girl. I'm like, "Oh, so how's blah blah?"
Oh,
you didn't hear.
Oh, you're such a great lady.
Ready for this? She did it just before the reunion because she started thinking about where her life is because the reunion does that to people.
She fought real hard, Margie.
So literally a week before the 10-year reunion, she went out hanging herself.
Wow, hung herself.
But that's we got to keep with in school.
Had some drug overdoses too.
Really?
Yeah, a couple ODs.
I don't think we had any
some
of those.
died, some didn't. I remember kids being taken out in ambulances. I remember
in school.
In a wheelchair. Some kid just completely fucked up with the cops there and the EMTs just wheeling him out the front door as everybody just looked on. That never goes away. That you can't come back to school and be like, all right, business as usual. You're now the kid that had to be taken out in the wheelchair.
You ever have drill holes in skull guy?
No.
To drain like whatever the fuck was going on in his brain?
Kind of fluid.
More than once? Like he went in every once in a while to get his fucking skull drained?
No.
He was actually a
that's
friend of
creepy.
mine. And then,
yeah, one of my friends that turned into cancer
didn't
kid.
make it.
Cancer kid because of steroids.
Really?
He was this guy that was just like built like a brick shit house. Muscles like crazy, always working out. And then I went to a party once, and I hadn't seen the guy in a while. And I went to a party and looked at this kid that had those cripple crutches. You know, those ones with the little metal brace around your wrists and the handles, not like the underarm crutches. And he was trying to walk with those. And I looked at his face. I'm like, why does he look so familiar? But could not even recognize him. And he goes, Anthony, how you doing? I went, hey, what's up? And then he said his name, and I was like, holy shit. Like, I just was like, hey, hey, what's up? Not how you doing, what's up? And it turned out, steroids gave him the big casino.
Holy
and he dropped dead.
Holy
Yeah.
shit.
Went from being just a huge muscle-bound, like, meathead.
And it was steroids,
to,
you think?
Oh, it absolutely was.
Then
to
why?
skinny, friggin' frail cancer kid.
But that rarely happens with the steroids.
Well, it happened to him.
Huh.
I don't know what they were doing, but...
I think I'm done with I think that's it for me.
Yeah, I think I'm about through.
I'm trying to think.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm done.
Wait. Oh, wow. Let's say hi to Dave in North Carolina, a little audience participation. Dana White's here, by the way, so we got to head toward a break and start getting the guests rolling in here. Today we got Dana White, Duff McKagan from Guns N' Roses fame, and he's going to play some of his new stuff, and Jesse Ventura, the big showdown with Anthony. It's
what?
about an hour away.
I'm not saying anything. I'll let him speak his piece. Everyone's entitled.
Let's go to Dave in North Carolina.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey, Dave.
One of my friends was buried alive.
Wow, buried alive, kid.
Buried alive.
Yeah, he's playing
Buried
with
alive.
his little brother and everything. He was in a little cave.
Reference.
They were jumping up on top of it, and it caved in on him.
Wow.
And buried alive.
Wow, you know something? I kind of remember things like that. I had broken arm kid out of my tree fort.
Nah, everyone had
that's an
broken
easy
arm
one.
kid. Thank you, sir.
No, it wasn't Richard.
It
was broken heart.
Dave in Connecticut. Dave.
Hello.
Hello, Dave.
You're on
Kentucky.
Hey, this is Dano from Kentucky.
Dano, what's up, buddy?
Right.
Hey, I've called to bring the happy back.
Yep.
We had a guy got caught fucking his dog kid at my school. Hi, John, if you're listening.
Jesus. Let's go to Susan in Pennsylvania.
I've heard of some of these, Susan.
Really?
In Pennsylvania, yeah.
Well, Pennsylvania is known for the quarry, right? Susan.
Hey, guys.
Hey.
There was a kid in my high school who got real stoned and was hanging out at the quarry and ended up falling over the edge.
Wow.
They get a kid pretty much every other year in Boston in the quarries, right?
Yeah, they drown in the water down there. Or they fall off and
doing
crack
radio.
their skulls open.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he hit the side before he even got to the bottom.
Oh, yeah.
Here's one we haven't touched on. Thank you, Susan. Heather in Virginia. Heather.
Morning, boys.
Good morning.
Hey, I've got murdered by another student kid.
Holy shit, really?
Bravo.
It was pretty intense. It was kind of before that became more common. He just got shot in the back in the woods one night. It was awful.
Well, I forgot to tell you, I've told this on the air, but the story of the two kids that I went to school with. One kid went over the other kid's house to rob it. His mother was home. He raped and killed the mother and then burnt the house down.
Oh, my God.
Did it hurt the friendship?
No, they're actually still best of friends. They got over it.
You went to school with that?
Yeah. That was some crazy suburban white kid rage.
Let's go to Joe in Texas. Joe.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Hey, Joe.
I'm stuck in traffic here, so give me just a sec. I actually went to high school with a kid who was stuck in a wheelchair, and he had no outer layer of skin. Like he couldn't fight off bacterial infections or nothing.
Yeah, you keep believing in your gods. What the fuck?
I don't know.
What lesson are we supposed to learn from kid with no outer skin layer?
God has...
God, explain this shit
He works
to
in
me.
mysterious ways. I needed to make a human with no skin to walk the earth.
Where he gets sunburn in the shade.
Oh.
What the fuck is that?
Muscle tissue burn.
Right.
It kind of sort of reminded me of a burn victim / somebody with a really, really bad sunburn. He was constantly peeling.
Oh, my God.
That's pretty horrible.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Hey.
No, it's
thank
funny.
you.
Me and you were trying to be cool going back and forth with our little bit.
Yeah.
And these guys are killing us.
Yeah, they got some good
They
stuff.
got way better. We had kid kill himself because we made fun of him guy.
Jeremy.
Chris in Georgia.
Hey, buddy.
Hey.
Happy birthday, Jimmy.
Thank you.
We had a guy that got shot in the ass over a lover's quarrel, and when he came back to school, everybody kept kicking him in the ass and giggling, and he hung himself outside the school the next morning.
Oh, that's wonderful. Just horrifying everybody. Keep your suicide to yourself, please. We got to live on. We got to live on.
Punching out, thanks.
All right.
Bye,
we
man.
don't need nightmares because you had to kill yourself in front of everybody. Bill in Jersey, we had father who killed mother with kid's baseball bat kid.
It's nice.
We had accidental death. All right, whatever. Tom in New Orleans, we had girl with frozen hot dog and coochie. All right, come on.
That's a good one.
Steve in Cape Cod, we had kid who killed self with flare gun. Wow.
Ow.
Let's say hi to Steve. Steve.
Hey, what's happening, guys?
How are you, buddy?
All right, yeah. Oceanside High School, Long Island, like 1985, man. This Chinese kid, his parents must have really put the pressure on him because they just wheeled him out with a big burnt head.
Oh, fuck.
Punching out.
That's pretty bad.
We had no arms kid.
It was. I'll never forget it.
All right, thank you, sir. Mark in Florida, no arms kid. We had run over by a huge truck kid. This is a weird one. I don't know if this is true. We'll see. Gary in Cleveland. Gary.
Yeah, I had a couple of friends that had a cow farm, and they had a big slurry pit, and one brother must have fallen in. They found the other brother's wallet and shoes laying on the catwalk. He went in after him. It's like a what do you call it? Quicksand. They both drowned in cow shit.
Oh, wow.
No, that's a hell of a way to go out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Punching out, boys.
Coke Logic caught your Jeremy joke, by the way.
No, it wasn't a joke. It was just kind of a statement.
Yeah, well. We'll end with Kelsey in Massachusetts. Kelsey.
Yeah, hey guys.
Hey, Kelsey.
I went to the birthday party of I Shot My Mom Girl.
Really? Afterwards?
Yeah.
After or before?
Before.
Ah, see, the
I was
after
like-
would have been cooler.
Yeah, well, I was like 6 years younger than her, and for some reason, we were in dance class together, and she invited me to a birthday party, and like 3 years later, she shot her mom on the couch, went to life in prison.
Jesus.
That's-
Unbelievable.
That's brutal.
All right. Thank you, Kelsey.
Welcome to Jersey, punching out.
All right. We could do this for another half hour. Look at the phones. But we got to take a break because we got Dana White standing by.
Yeah.
Good friend of the show. Also, Jesse Ventura, let's not forget, around 9:30, 10 o'clock, somewhere around there.
Absolutely.
And then Duff McKagan coming in and playing a song or two and talking about finances.
Is he?
Big finance guy. Ron Howard was in recently.
Finance.
His movie doing very well, Angels and Demons.
Yep.
And the boys noticed that he did a lot of laughing during the interview. So they strung together all his laughs.
Loft and loft.
Right.
Laugh your goddamn head off.
And now the Ron Howard laugh thing is taking on a life of its own.
Yes.
Starting with this one from Derek and Danny.
And now, Academy Award-winning director Ron Howard getting high.
Dude, you want some Mountain Dew, dude? Dude, let's watch TV.
There's a wonderful and exciting world here. We've discovered that we don't need TV to entertain us. He said, ain't up. Have you guys heard a word I've said? Yeah. Ain't up.
What the fuck was I even saying? What was it like, man, when you were on that TV show?
Well, the thing...
Ron. Man, we should hang out more.
Cool.
That was Academy Award-winning director Ron Howard getting high.
You know what? That's really funny, Danny. Huh? I was still on the air, bro. We're on the air.
I thought we were going into break.
Oh, I know. No, we're still on the air. Because I just wanted to give Danny props. That's really funny.
Propellers? Giving people propellers.
I think we have a few more in us.
Yeah,
but them getting high, watching Beavis and Butthead is very fun.
Yeah, there's another idea that's been floating around, so I think we'll get that by the end of the week.
It's good, man.
Dana White next from the UFC. Opie and Anthony. You're checking out the Opie and Anthony Show. In studio, Dana White from the UFC.
Yeah.
What's up, Dana?
What's up, buddy? How are you?
We realized we never met you face to face.
Yeah, I know.
We've done a million phone calls with you. You've met Jimmy.
The guys who've been out to the fight I've met.
I'm looking at the graphics for this UFC Undisputed, which is coming out today, I guess, on Xbox and for PlayStation 3. It's almost creepy. The graphics are so good.
It's really good.
Dude, I have never been a fighter game player.
Right.
I've usually first-person shooter, whatever. This, I got to get this.
Yeah,
this looks so cool. I mean, what Mars is playing over here, and he's kicking these guys in their side, and then you just see, like, it starts as a slight bruise on the guy's side and turns into this hematoma. The guys take the abuse. They get cut.
Yeah. The game's amazing. What's cool about this game, too, is that, you don't have to be a psycho gamer to play it. I don't play a lot of video games, and I have fun playing this game.
Yeah, it looks great. I mean, the graphics.
When Liddell is announced, they announce the fighters, and it's got Liddell's. It's his face. It's like the eyes and the attitude and the way he kind of just bobs his head a little and looks
Isn't that
around.
creepy?
I think it was Crow Cop shook his hand in between rounds like a fighter will do before they go back. It was like ugh.
Marcelino's playing right now, and he's Rampage. And he is beating the crap out of Chuck Liddell at the moment. I'd like to see you do that in real life there, Mars. But, all right, Chuck's getting some shots in.
A few shots.
He got a shot in.
So
Oh, wow.
Damn it.
He's got that Liddell overhand punch. Now, do you know anything about how this was made? Because did each fighter actually put the motion capture?
Yeah, they all got mapped. Every guy got mapped and went in there, and it's literally like having a remote control and controlling Rampage or Chuck Liddell. It really is.
You know what you notice? You actually notice their techniques.
Right.
It's not just like one guy and the other guy, and here's a right hand, and there's a left. When they punch, you go, yeah, that's the way Liddell punches.
Right.
Because Liddell has that muscle stomach. It almost looks like it's a weird stomach, but it's all muscle.
Liddell's down, by the way.
He's got it in the game. This is probably the best graphics I've ever seen on a fight game.
Yeah, that's great. And most of the fight games, you know, other than like the WWE, they're all just boxing. All you can do is punch.
Yeah.
With this thing, you can punch, kick, knee, elbow, grapple, go to the ground, and it's really this game is amazing.
Yeah, we were watching. Mars was fighting Lesnar against Mirko Cro Cop, and it was just Cro Cop was kicking Lesnar, nothing was happening, and then Lesnar just got to the ground and took him down. That's exactly how those two would fight.
Liddell's cut over his eye now, and that doesn't just go away. Like you know, after the round is finished and they come back, it doesn't just go away. He comes back, he's still cut.
Right.
He's still got the damage.
Jesus.
Wow, nice high kick.
Amazing.
And they do, in between rounds, they do like slow-mos of some of the highlights of the round you just did.
They're working on him in the corner.
Can we ask the important question? How you got the girls and their fucking breasts move like real breasts.
Yeah. Motion capture on tits.
Yeah,
I'd like to see them do that.
Did you motion capture the tits?
They put the ping pong balls on their nipples.
All right, walk across the
track it.
Walk across. Yeah, there you go. Bouncy,
Look at that!
bouncy,
Look, they're bouncing. They're fantastic.
No, they did an amazing job. So, you know what? We had a when we bought the company, we married into a deal that was already done, and the game sucked. It was bad. And you know, in the video game world, you come out with a shitty game, you don't get a second chance.
No.
So we've been fortunate that the UFC's grown the way it has. So when we got the second opportunity to do a game, we looked for a partner that would do it right and really make a great game. And this game is literally groundbreaking. It's a really good game. I'm not just saying that because it's my game either, because we had a game that sucked, and this game is amazing.
There's blood on the mat.
On the mat.
It's fantastic, man. It's like.
Dane, I gotta ask you. I gotta ask you something, because we're watching. Obviously, Mars. He's got Chuck Liddell and Rampage Jackson fighting. Do you feel like the UFC is going through a little bit of growing pains right now? Because a lot of the guys we really, kind of grew up watching in the last few years are all pretty much out of the game.
Nah, that's part of the game. I mean, it's no different than baseball or football or boxing. Everybody turns 40, man.
Who are some of the guys coming up that we really should start paying attention to?
There's a kid coming up on this, as far as heavyweights go. Our heavyweight division's never looked better than it does right now. It's funny, you look a year and a half ago and people were talking about how weak the heavyweight division is. Now it's one of the best divisions. And there's a kid named Cain Velasquez.
Yeah.
And right now he's 5-0, and he's fighting on this card in Germany. And this kid is going to be a monster. We think this kid is probably going to be the heavyweight champion in the next few years, but it depends on how much Brock Lesnar continues to grow as a fighter. Obviously a lot of the talent that we pump out on the Ultimate Fighter, in the beginning these guys didn't get the respect they deserve. Well, now they are. And I think this fight between Evans and Machida that's happening this Saturday, the guy that wins this fight is without a doubt either the best or one of the best 205-pounders. Whoever wins this fight fights Rampage Jackson. So we got some fun stuff coming up.
This is how you know UFC is going to be here for a long time. Like my nephew is 14, and Keith Robinson's son is 15, and it's all they talk about is these guys. None of them watch boxing. None of them do. They all watch UFC. They all have their favorite UFC guys.
No excitement in the boxing world
it's not that boxing sucks. It doesn't. But it's hard to. It's just hard to get into it when you know that.
You know what the problem is with boxing too? That first of all, there's not any stars like there were in boxing when we were growing up, and the problem is too is that it's just not that exciting. When's the last time you saw, other than Pacquiao, when's the last time you saw a great boxing match?
Yeah, these guys are making $20 million a fight, and it's going to be
they don't
boring.
Fight. Yeah, $20 million a fight, and they don't fight.
Oh, that was a hell of a punch there. A short little left.
Do replays?
Yeah.
Replays on what you just did? Nice.
Do they incorporate fighters' weaknesses against each other? Because Liddell has never beaten Rampage. Do they? I guess they kind of put that into their makeup.
No, yeah. Well, you have the exact strengths and weaknesses of the actual fighters. They did such a good job on this thing. You know what's funny? Since I've walked in here, you guys have not stopped staring at the television watching the thing.
Well, that's good for you, right?
It's
amazing.
It's a real fight.
Trust me, we've had some shitty video games up on that screen.
This is amazing.
We pay attention to the guests. I mean, this is a good thing that we're really into.
That really is something.
Because the way it's like little weird things, like the way the feet move, like when they're kind of like just kind of stepping back. It's like that's the way a guy moves back. They don't just kind of float back like a lot of video games do.
It looks like you're watching Chuck Liddell.
Well, what they do,
like,
you know what?
Move
Let me
down.
see the controller for a second. They actually just showed me this yesterday. Actually, I just learned yesterday. Let me back up before I get knocked out here.
Yeah, really.
You're Rampage.
Rampage with a spinning back fist.
See, now Chuck's supposed to have great takedown defense in this thing. Let me see if I can pass this guard here.
All right, you got Chuck down.
So you're Chuck, right?
Yeah, there we go. I got the half guard. Now I'm going to try to get the side control here.
Jesus. Too bad kneeing in the balls isn't legal. Chuck Liddell would be in big trouble right now.
Yeah, really.
Chuck's on his back. Rampage is kind of kneeling, straddling him.
Chuck's like doing the old punches to the side of his head.
I gotta start.
And the ref just kind of ran over.
Yeah, he stood us up.
Hey, get up. Back to.
Can you mix weight classes?
Chuck's supposed to have real great takedown defense, but Rampage can take him down apparently every time here.
Apparently
what did I do?
Well, yeah.
Great.
He gets you back to Mars here. You're doing. Can you mix
put it on pause?
Can you mix weight classes?
That's a good question.
I would love to do that.
That I don't know. I don't know the answer to that.
Beat up some little guy.
I would just take Lesnar and then bully some like lightweight. Some guy's 108 pounds, just throw him through the roof. Just be fun to do that.
Are you guys coming to 100?
When is 100?
It's July 11th.
I think I want to go to that. This Saturday. I'm away doing a gig. Which one is 100? Who's fighting at 100?
It's Lesnar and Mir, and
we'll
it's
be there.
GSP and Thiago Alves, and the coaches from this season of The Ultimate Fighter, Bisping and Henderson.
July 11th. Yes, I absolutely want to go.
Yeah, I'm running it down too. Just send the private jet. We'll be there, man.
Yeah,
where's that?
Where is it at?
In Vegas. It's at Mandalay Bay.
Does UFC have a private jet?
Nice.
We do.
All right. So you're going to pick us up, right? We're at Teterboro?
We'll never see it.
Just be at Teterboro with our bags packed, ready to go?
Yeah, absolutely.
Got little UFC hats all ready for the ride.
Could you make a stop at Republic? Because I really got to pick me up there. It's closer, more convenient for me.
Yeah, we'll look like just complete idiots with our UFC gear on, getting ready for our big flight to Vegas.
I want to go to that, man.
I would love to go to that.
That fight was delayed. When were they supposed to fight? Mir and
they're supposed to fight on this one this weekend.
Oh, this okay.
Yeah, this Saturday is Machida and Evans and Matt Serra and Matt Hughes.
Yeah, we had Matt Serra was in last week.
He's great, isn't he?
Yeah, he seems very ready. He's definitely not shy about shit talking. I like that.
Yeah. Well, you know what? This is one of those fights. It's very rare in the UFC that we have guys who really hate each other. You know, everybody respects each other, and these guys hate each other. Hate each other.
That makes the fight a little better.
Yeah, it does make it fun.
Be honest with
No, I agree.
I hate when they really get along.
I absolutely agree.
Yeah. Hey, Blue Healer from Kentucky writes, UFC 2009, best-selling game right now on GameStop.com.
Excellent.
Doing well so far.
Yeah. Last night we went down to we were actually in Times Square at the GameStop down there, and at midnight they opened it up and started selling games to people. About 200 people showed up last night down at GameStop.
How many people didn't go to work or school or anything? It's like if you're midnight, you're not getting home and go, I can't wait to play this tomorrow.
Right? No, that's what they were saying.
Up, and then at 5 in the morning, you're like, oh Christ, I spent the whole night playing.
That's what every one of them said. We're not sleeping tonight. We're going to play the game.
Danny showed me that they got a new Silent Hill game out though.
Yeah, what are you going to do?
I love that Silent Hill.
Well,
oh, sorry.
Get both.
We got someone from Knockout.com wants to ask you a question. Rich in New Hampshire. Rich.
Hi, guys. How you doing?
Hey, man. We got Dana White in studio.
Dana, long-time fan. I was actually at UFC 1. I write for a small independent MMA website called Knockout.com. I just... an article up a couple days ago about Rashad Evans and Lyoto Machida, the matchup coming up.
Who do you like?
I've been following Machida since the Stephan Bonner fight. I've been in martial arts my whole life. I'm a karate guy, so I'm a big time Machida fan, and I sprung for the cage side seats because I've been waiting for this fight for a long time.
Oh, cool! So you're coming out this weekend?
Yeah, I'm going to be at the weigh-ins and do the whole thing, and I'm going to write a couple articles.
Excellent, man.
A number of online sources. So
cool.
I wanted to ask you a question. With the passing of the unified rules, do you ever see there being a set of systematized, unified judging criteria that are more thorough than, say, the NSAC, judging criteria that they have? right now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm the one who's always bitching about judging and reffing, and I think it can always get better. You know, it's going to take time. When you think about it, you know, the unified rules that we've been fighting under in the sport, the way that it is now, is about 9 years old. So it's going to take time, and we're focused on working with the commissions to make sure that we have the best judges and refs possible. But I mean, even if you look at something like football, basketball that's been around for so long, there's still tons of mistakes made in football and basketball, and you know, we're going to have those problems.
Sure. Do you see a more comprehensive system coming down the pipeline for training judges in the future?
Yeah, I don't know. You know, that's not up to us. It's up to the athletic commissions. The different state athletic commissions handle that, but we do everything. You know, obviously we've got Mark Ratner on board, one of the most respected guys ever in any athletic commission in any combat sport, and he's very proactive on getting out there and working with these commissions and educating you know, the judges and refs.
Sure. Who do you like in the Evans-Machida fight?
It's a tough fight, man. You know, Rashad has been so explosive, and you know, this is a guy who in the Ultimate Fighter was a straight wrestler. Now he's got knockout highlight reels of you know, that kick to the head of Sean Salmon, knocking Chuck Liddell out the way that he did. The guy's a beast. I don't know. I think, like I said earlier, I think the guy that comes out of this fight with a win is possibly the best 205-pounder in the world. We'll just have to see if Rampage can beat either one of them.
I absolutely agree. One last question, then I'll leave you alone. If somebody were to be interested in you know, applying for a job with the, you know, Zuffa, where would you go about initiating that process?
A lot of people are interested. That's the most asked question I ever get. Info@UFC.com. Info@UFC.com. Yeah, and you can send resume or whatever it is there.
Okay, great. Thanks, Dana.
All right.
Yeah, no kidding. All right.
Thanks.
I appreciate it.
You got it.
Hey, thank
Knockout.com.
Look at this guy doing our interview for
Why
us.
not?
Great.
Why not?
That's the question I was going to ask anyway.
I'm not going to claim to be an expert on the UFC. I like checking it out and whatnot.
Hell yeah.
I got a question for Dana White. You're in New York City. When the fuck is this thing coming to New York?
Next year. We're working on it. Yeah.
We're getting close finally?
Yeah, we've been working on that hard. You know, the two states we had left were Massachusetts and New York.
Amazing.
We could do a fight in Mass this summer, but we don't want to do it in Boston this summer. We're going to wait until, you know, the way that Boston works, there's 100,000 less people there in the summer in our demo, you know, because all the schools are out.
Sure.
And then we're going to do New York next year.
Well, it's obvious why New York is a holdout. It's the boxing capital of the United States anyway.
You know,
but what about Boston?
It's not that they've been a holdout. We really haven't focused. You know, we had laid out all the states that we were gonna hit over the last few years, and realistically, New York and Massachusetts were the last two, and then we're moving up into Toronto after this. You know, we got to get it sanctioned in Toronto. We just got it done in Germany. We're doing a fight in Germany in June. We're working on France.
We're bigger than U.S. Steel.
We're constantly working on opening up all these new territories.
Who was the resistance in New York, though? Because was it the Garden? And like there had to be some kind of a pushback.
No, the Garden was great. Actually, the Garden's been great working with us. It's not that there's ever been any pushback. What you guys got to understand is when you move into these states, you're actually changing laws, you know, and that doesn't get done overnight.
That is true.
You know what I mean? It takes time. It takes time and a lot of effort and work, and it's not easy.
That first time when you're in the Garden, though, you're going to be out of your mind. You're going to be like, holy shit.
It's going to be cool.
UFC at the Garden.
I'm excited for both Gardens, the Boston Garden
that'll
and
be
Madison
huge.
Square. It'll be fun.
Even though it's named after some bank or something now up there. How do you change the name of the Boston Garden?
Yeah, it's true, and it keeps changing every couple years.
Yeah, when the banks
it's
fold
the Fleet
or merge
Center
or
now.
something.
No, you're right.
Is it true Mark Cuban is keeping you out of Dallas? That's coming in.
No.
Okay.
No,
Are you in Dallas?
It actually couldn't be any further from the truth. Mark Cuban has been trying to get us down there.
Let's go to Jason in Maryland. Jason, talking to Dana White. We're checking out his new UFC video game. It looks amazing.
Great.
Go ahead, Jason. No, we lost Jason. All right. Let's say hi to Rich in Georgia. Rich.
Hey, Dana, I was wondering, is that the Lee kid from the minor league group, is he the real deal, or is he still minor leagues? Was it Kung Lee, whatever?
Kung Lee? Yeah, actually, I like Kung Lee. Kung Lee recently beat the shit out of Frank Shamrock, somebody that I'm not too fond of. And I like Kung. He's a good kid. He's a tough fighter. He's been around for a long time. And I've been trying to get him in and possibly a fight with Anderson Silva. But, the kid, literally, you always hear these guys, saying, yeah, I'm thinking about getting into the movies, and none of them ever do any movies that make any money or do anything. But Kung Lee is actually making money doing movies.
He's a popular guy, but I didn't know. The reason I listened, because he has the ground game for y'all.
Yeah, his ground game isn't the best out there, but like I said, he beat Frank Shamrock. That means something. He was the first one to beat him in a while, and you can never answer these questions. The only way to answer the questions is have these guys fight. Could Kung Lee beat Anderson Silva? Who knows? I'd love to bring him in and find out. But he's a good kid. I respect him, and I think he's a great fighter.
All right, I appreciate it, y'all. Great UFC, man. We love it.
Thank you. I appreciate the support.
And you said that you announced that Crow Cop is returning in June, which I'm kind of happy about that. I'd like to see him fight live.
He actually, Crow Cop, he and I have always kept in contact, and he claims he wasn't in the right place the last time he fought mentally and physically, and he took all this time off. He's 100% healed, and says he's ready to come in here and win the heavyweight title. So I'm real interested to have him back.
Isn't he on the parliament or something? And he's got like a real political position.
Really?
Yeah, in Croatia, I think.
Yeah, he does.
Really?
Yep.
Huh.
Yep. He's huge in Croatia. I mean, when he was fighting, he came from Pride in Japan,
right.
And when he would have his fights, they'd beam him over to Croatia. It was like everybody who had a television in Croatia was watching when this guy would fight.
It's amazing how he looked.
3 people in Croatia all have a TV.
Hey, Danny, you do any fighting yourself?
No.
Because you started by training some of these guys, right?
No, actually, I started out managing. I used to manage Chuck Liddell and Tito, but I come from boxing. I boxed.
Did you
when I
box
was
your
younger.
ass off or what?
No, not anymore. Back then, maybe.
You did all right?
Yeah. I mean, I'm a promoter now, so I wasn't.
No, I understand. Well, you should talk a lot, so I'm wondering, if you ever get in a situation where you might have to use some kind of skills to get yourself out of a jam.
Obviously, this is a crazy job.
And I meant shit talk in a very
I know what you mean.
Positive way.
I know.
Okay.
You better.
I appreciate guys like him.
And I wouldn't call it shit talking as much as just telling the truth. When you tell the truth,
right.
People think it's shit talking, and I don't know if you guys saw the shit show they just did on me on E60 on ESPN. But,
really?
These guys, totally took some shots at me, and it's almost like they don't want anybody that's honest and tells the truth. It's, I could go out there and be phony. Sure, I could have the lawyers write everything that I say, and I could go out and give these written speeches, and it's just not what
What'd they say about you? E60, what we don't know.
We don't know, to be honest with you.
E60 did this story on me. They followed me around for months and basically gave one side, they brought up Tito Ortiz. I mean, how much longer are we going to talk about Tito Ortiz?
Yeah, right.
Tito Ortiz has been with the UFC in a couple years. This guy named Pat Miletich, I don't know if you guys know who Pat Miletich is, and they actually came out here to New York to talk to the assemblyman that doesn't like it out here in New York. And basically, they interviewed me about Tito and this guy. I gave them, hours and hours of responses, and they didn't use any of it. They gave their side of the story and didn't give the other responses.
We know that.
It's just such bullshit reporting.
I talk about our Bill O'Reilly appearance
that's
over and over
exactly
again. You got to learn. You got to just go live.
I mean, you got
to go live.
You get so sick of it. I agree. You get so sick of doing it. It's just
whatever, because they tape you for over an hour, and the piece is only going to run for 10, 15 minutes. In our case, it was like maybe a 10-minute piece, and it was like, holy fuck, they left out a lot of stuff.
Exactly. So man, it's just like that's what I love about the internet right now. With the internet, we do these video blogs. I'll talk directly to the fans instead of having a middleman go in there and decide what they're gonna put in there and not put in there.
Oh shit!
Well, it's made a lot of that reporting irrelevant because again, at least you can go out and respond now and go online immediately and have the same amount of people watch it.
Exactly, or more.
This is what I meant.
More people.
And you didn't leave this in the interview, and you didn't do this. Yeah, it's perfect.
You had
a way to fight back.
You had a thing where you went after a reporter. You had a little bit of a thing recently. You had to, kind of the gay and lesbians went after you and wanted you to apologize, and you did pull the video, but you didn't apologize to Loretta. What exactly was your issue with her?
There you go. That's exactly what I'm talking about. This website out there, basically, this girl wrote a story. Not one fucking word of it was true. It was all bullshit. The entire story was full of shit.
Isn't that amazing they can get away with that?
Exactly. And they can't. And that's what happened. I flipped out and did a video blog, and
what words did you use?
A lot of them. I used a lot of them.
Carpet muncher?
No.
Did you get creative?
No.
Mike?
No. What happened was the reality is it's not 1987 anymore. You can't go out and write these things that aren't true. And now we have a voice. We can actually come back and rebuttal.
Right.
Exactly.
Yep.
So that's what I did, and it was it was a little aggressive, and
good for you.
And people, I ended up offending the gay and lesbian community because I used the F word. And yeah. And listen,
it's now the F word.
No, you know what though? Let me tell you, I went through some shit with this thing. I'm 39 years old, and as being a guy, it's a word I've used since I was a kid. You know what I mean?
That's how we say it all the time.
And when I said this word, it was in no way, shape, or form, geared toward anybody's sexual orientation. So when GLAAD came out and put up on their website, basically, they wanted me to apologize. The thing that sucked about this thing, all these people that don't even cover us, the CNNs, and you name it. Name every major media outlet, all ran with Dana White, UFC president, gay bashing. Dana White,
gay bashing.
Anti-gay slurs and all this stuff. Didn't put it in context. Didn't tell the story.
Right.
Makes it look like I'm this homophobe and I'm out there gay bashing, which was the furthest thing from the truth. You know what I mean?
You're using the word in the context that guys use it when we're annoyed at each other.
Yeah,
it's like calling someone a douchebag, or you call someone a douchebag. You don't really think that they're a vinegar-filled bag with a nozzle. We understand the common usage in our language, and they harp on the word.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Like that's what people like to do these days. It's annoying.
Yeah, you say if your friend isn't going out one night, you come over the house, you go to pick him up to go out to the bar or something like that, and it's like, oh, you're not going out, and then you'll call him that, or even just say, come on, don't be gay. Come on out. And then it doesn't mean that.
Exactly.
It's completely different meaning at that point, but you can't.
So did you apologize to them and say, look, this wasn't directed at you guys?
Exactly.
All right, fair enough.
So then there was a laundry list of people who wanted apologies from me. and I wasn't apologizing. Listen, I said that word. It offended the gay and lesbian community, and I didn't mean it in that sense. I said, I'm sorry.
There it is.
There's that word. All the rest of you, kiss my ass. I'm not apologizing.
Now the shitheads are mad? Jesus Christ.
Exactly.
Apologize to them.
And I'm definitely not apologizing to her. She goes out and writes a story that's full of lies.
What's her issue with you? What's her problem? Why did she want
I'll tell you exactly what the deal is. The deal is that website that she works for, I've had a beef with since the day we started this company.
Okay.
So these guys don't ever write any positive UFC stories or anything like that. Listen, I was just telling you how great the internet is. You can go on there and rebuttal stuff like that. But everybody thinks they're a fucking journalist now, okay? Just because I have a website, it means you're credible and we should believe everything you write.
Yeah.
Everybody has a website and everybody's a journalist now. At least it has its pros and cons. Back in the day, if you wrote for the LA Times, you actually had to be somebody. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you had to be a journalist.
Anybody can just go out and, hey, I write
and
for...
they quote them. And news, like you could go to Drudge Report, and it's quoted as news. And meanwhile, it's some guy or girl in their basement or something typing away, and then it's up before you know it. The news is grabbing it as an actual... a piece of journalism.
Exactly.
Well, it's just someone's half-assed, unresearched opinion.
Exactly.
Yeah. Amazing.
And now this chick's running around playing the martyr. You know what I mean? He smashed me.
But you're a guy that's brutally honest. Like, you say, like, the president of major organizations never talk like you. So when you apologize, at least it's sincere. Because you're not known for running around saying you're sorry for everything.
That's what I said. I said, believe me. If I had a problem with the gay and lesbian community, I'd let you know about it. And I'd take you on head on. I wouldn't, I'm not going to go out and apologize for something that if I didn't, if that isn't really how I felt.
Mm-hmm. We got to get Dana out of here. He's supposed to leave like 5 minutes.
Why?
He's got a busy schedule with this UFC video game.
The game, too. Honestly, the game is amazing. I was watching. I'm looking at Gonzaga and Lesnar. Well, Lesnar's beating the shit out of him right now. But there's blood dripping out of his mouth. This is just
the
graphics are amazing.
Yeah, we're all.
Could you put my disc in there when you're done? And I would love if you could sign this.
Sure, I'd love to.
I'm taking it.
Here's the deal. Dana White.
I got some more for you guys too.
Oh, do you?
Yeah,
dude.
Yeah,
I'll take one.
Yeah,
I want to see that on the movie theater screen. Holy shit!
Here's the deal. UFC 2009 Undisputed in stores today for PS3 and Xbox 360, and then of course UFC 98 featuring Evans and Machida live on pay-per-view Saturday at 9.
And also our friend Matt Serra, who was
Sarah and Hughes.
Sarah Hughes.
Yep.
Yeah.
And July 11th is the Frank Mir Brock Lesnar fight, which I imagine that's sold out already. But
it's sold out in an hour and a half. We didn't even go on public sale. Fight Club members bought out all the tickets.
Jesus Christ,
it's going to be fun. You guys, seriously, if you ever pick a fight, you should come to this one. It's going to be fun.
Private jet. I mean, you are for the private jet. Really put it over the top.
Hogan's already invited himself.
Watch him send the private jet. He'll go, because it says Jet Blue on the back of it.
That's a big one. Go through the terminal. Pay.
More info, UFCUndisputed.com. Dana White, we finally get to meet him. Jimmy met him, but we get to meet you finally in person.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for coming in.
Always a pleasure.
Great game, too, by the way.
Thank you.
Dana White, everyone. Duff McKagan next. Quick break. We'll be back. Opie and Anthony. What is wrong with you?
I was even kidding.
Opie and Anthony. Is he kidding?
Yes.
I don't know with these rock guys. Duff McKagan in studio. He asked for a tissue, and then someone gave him really hard paper towels. He goes, "No, I like this better. I like the rough feeling on my nose."
That's why when you had a cold in school and you went into the bathroom to blow your nose with those fucking brown paper towels that had zero absorbency. You come out with just your nose ripped to shreds. Yeah. Everyone walked around with that red fucking. It's in the 70s or 80s. I have a cold nose.
Duff McKagan in studio.
Where are we going with this?
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
He walked in, saw the UFC video game that's still up on our TV. You look like you're into this. Pretty cool, right?
Yeah, a lot of people were walking in think it's real.
A couple of your bandmates thought it was like what? Just video of.
I thought it was a fight.
You thought it was an actual fight? Yeah, that's the video game.
Oh, look,
how cool is that?
And it's sick.
The graphics are amazing. You got to see the girls when they walk across the ring. Their boobs bounce nice.
You guys were on the radio.
Yeah.
So got some news. They can't. People can't see what we're talking about.
Oh yeah, that guy.
So we gotta like describe it to the listener, man.
So the chicks walking across, you gotta see people out there.
Yeah, but that makes people go and buy the game or YouTube it.
Where are the chicks walking?
They've come up with breast physics that are amazing.
Yeah, they're all about the breast physics.
Yeah, breast physics now. They must have put like those tracking balls on boobs and actually tracked how they move, how they naturally swing.
They had to figure out the heaviness of.
Yes, the weightiness.
The weightiness of a youthful boob.
Yes.
Hey, we're learning that Duff McKagan is a kickboxer.
Yeah.
I didn't know that, Duff.
Oh, you did? Yeah.
Very cool.
I started in '94. I met my sensei, Benny the Jet, Benny Urquidez, who was a legendary guy who actually brought the sport to the States. It used to be called full contact karate.
Mm-hmm.
He went to Asia, Thailand, and Japan, and fought their champions and beat them. And you can Google Benny the Jet and you'll see. He fought the longest action fight against Jackie Chan. It's called a movie called Meals on Wheels. That was my sensei fighting him.
Meals on Wheels. Jackie Chan had some wacky titles, didn't he? No, I don't doubt it, but some of the titles of his movies were like...
Yeah.
I liked, what was that one? Brawl in the Bronx? Or
Rumble in the Bronx.
Rumble in the Bronx, where it's so not the Bronx, but but they're kicking ass in it.
Yeah, yeah.
What do you think gave it away? The mountains in the background?
Yeah, like the Japanese Mount Fuji is in the background in the Bronx.
So have you been knocked out kickboxing?
I have been.
Jesus, with a punch or a kick?
I've been knocked out with a punch and a kick.
Which is more unpleasant, or is it just equally horrifying?
You know, the most horrifying thing to me ever was I got knocked out with a kick to the to the liver.
Was that in the ring or at a
But it
show where
wasn't-
Axel didn't show up on time? The audience.
No, I did get knocked out by a bottle.
Did you?
Back in '92.
Jesus Christ.
But once the dangerous thing about fighting in the ring and taking a lot of contact to the head is that you get used to it really quick.
You
so
do?
that first, when you got in that fight in school and you got punched in the nose and you can't see anything. And
the ringing and everything, yeah.
that only happens a couple times, and when you're fighting in the ring, then all of a sudden you don't notice it. And it's just kind of like getting
Dude,
punched
that's
in the
fucked
arm.
up. I couldn't imagine.
And that's why you get boxers and whatnot, kind of punch drunk, because
Yeah.
they don't feel it anymore. It's just another, it's just kind of like this.
It's like getting hit anywhere else.
Yeah, and it doesn't hurt because your body gets used to impact.
Who knocked you out with a kick to the liver?
My sensei actually did.
Wow.
My first
Damn,
knockout.
take that.
But
How does that happen? Is that even possible? That's getting kicked so hard, your brain just goes, fuck it.
Yeah, your body shuts down.
Wow.
Your body will shut down.
Holy shit! Can you
I didn't know that was
imagine?
possible.
But I'm not trying to say I love martial arts. I'm not saying this and going, yeah, I'm a badass. It's something that changed my life. It's kept me sober, and it's a way of life for me. The Yukita-kan kickboxing is the
Who knew that would do more damage to your liver, though, than drinking?
Yeah.
Getting kicked. Ow.
Yeah.
So you're a black belt.
We have degrees of levels.
What's the highest level?
Jedi.
My level.
No.
Which is
don't fuck with me.
Oh no, I wouldn't.
No, I'm just joking. I'm not the highest level.
Got Jimmy pretty good.
I know, I'm so gullible. Really?
Yeah. Oh, there's the thing you're talking about.
Look at that,
You
Mars.
missed the boobies. Mars, what the
Mars?
fuck? Why don't you give us a heads up next time?
Mars doesn't like the girls? What's the matter?
No, he wants to see
You like-
Brock's chest.
You like the
He
shirtless
wants to
guys
get back
in
to
this?
the
What's the
sweaty
matter?
men.
Yeah, what's up,
What's going
Mars?
on, Mars?
Come on. Come on.
Gentlemen. Let me punch up a...
So okay. So in the studio we have.
Yeah.
Let's. We have Jeff Rouse,
Hey, guy.
the
Hey,
bass
what's up,
player
Jeff?
for Loaded, and Mike Squires,
Fellas?
He's
How you
come.
doing, man?
He's come up with a few different names for himself,
Yeah.
other than Mike Squires recently.
What are they?
My favorite, no one else likes it.
Because it's not good.
It's incredible.
Okay.
Dunkin' Donuts.
I like it.
It's not donuts. It's donuts.
Donuts. That's cool because people would think that that's real and that your parents were like really fucked up to do that to a kid.
They were.
Dunkin'
You don't need
Donuts.
For real, that's his name.
And people go, what? Dunkin' Donuts?
But wait,
No,
that sounds
no.
like Dunkin' Donuts.
Oh, literal
Oh,
Jim. Literal
There'd be
Jim.
probably a lawsuit. You know they'd sue you for that.
Okay. What else?
That's my birth name.
Yeah,
My
it's
favorite was diarrhea.
Diarrhea.
I
I like Rufus on fire.
The last name on fire.
On
yes.
fire. You got to put you got to put the accent somewhere. It's on fire.
Yeah, Rufus.
On
fire. Yeah.
Well, Duff's new band is Loaded. just so
Interesting
people know
name.
that, yeah. Any other
It's
names?
the name, not the condition
Right.
that they're in.
Gotcha.
Right.
And they're playing tonight. Gramercy Theater, East 23rd Street?
We are. Yeah, we're playing Gramercy tonight. We're playing. We're on tour.
How cool
so
is
we're
that?
playing every night.
You like that?
Yeah, I do. I love this band. We have been a band for 10 years, and so one thing we do have is we kick ass live. We've been doing this a while.
Do the live show, not just fucking standing there doing the job. And I can't stand going to see a band that just you could tell they just don't want to be there.
It's an experience for us. And I grew up in a time when that first wave of punk rock hit. And I had 7 older brothers and sisters, and I was listening to their music, which was great. It was the Beatles and Led Zeppelin and Sly and the Family Stone, but it was theirs. And all of a sudden, punk rock hit, and I saw the Clash in '79, and Iggy, and some of those early gigs I went to go see really informed me about what the rock and roll experience should be, and it's participatory. Said it 10 times fast.
Participatory. Is that right?
Yeah.
Is that
There was a thing I
thought that
couldn't
was his
say
name.
10 times. Oh, yeah.
Participatory.
Hey, what was it?
I could last night. We get a little punch drunk out here on the road because it's 8 guys on a bus, but we came to Little Italy, and I couldn't even say it once fast. Can you say that 10 times?
I know
fast?
there's a lot of little
There we go.
things going on there. Little.
Yeah, I'm really digressing.
It's all right. That's what the show is. Big digression from something else.
From the beginning to the end.
Just,
How are you guys doing? What's going on?
Hey, I gotta tell you, the Sunday paper here in New York did an article on you. I don't know if you saw that.
I didn't see it.
And they're talking about the whole, financial thing that you're into, which we talked about last time.
Yeah.
He knows his day trading. Well, you don't day trade. We learned. You're pretty much more of a,
He's a long guy.
Yeah,
I'm a position guy.
But what I liked about the interview was you're pretty much calling out, what's his name? Jon Stewart did as well. What the hell? The guy
Jim Cramer?
Thank you. Yeah, calling out Jim Cramer for really hyping this stuff and making a lot of people panic that don't need to panic. Making it worse than it is.
Nelson Rockefeller, I guess, in 1929. I'm reading a great book right now, by the way. It's called The Forgotten Man by Amity Shlaes. And it is 1929 to 1938 in this country. And there was actually about 3 depressions, economic depressions, in that 10 years, not just the one. But it's almost like reading a book from right now.
Really?
Exactly the same conditions, the same mindsets of people, the whole thing. And Nelson Rockefeller, he was getting his shoes shined in 1929. We know what happened in 1929. It was
the big crash, yeah.
A shoe shine guy was giving him stock tips. He went back to his office, sold everything.
Oh,
when a guy shining my shoes is a stock picker, it's time to get out. Everything is overinflated.
You know what happened?
We went through
that during the big internet bubble there at the late 90s. And I
live in Seattle, so I was right there when that whole .com thing was going on.
It was huge, and everyone's trading. And I said, you know what's fucked up? I go, like, my landscaper is in the market and telling me shit, and I didn't know if that was good or bad or what. Obviously, if I would have known Rockefeller's position, that is a bad thing. Yeah. But I was amazed that everyone was in this market, and it was just ripe to pop. Yeah. And it certainly did.
But you know what I'm driving home right now, coming on these radio shows, and I have to do it. Our band Loaded, we have a record that came out about 6 weeks ago on Century Media. The record's called Sick. We're on an indie label. Don't have the money to market the record, so a lot of people don't even know the record's out. We're going out. You guys are cool enough to have us on your station and have us on your show, but. We have a record called Sick. It's out. We're out touring right now. We're doing, this is our first time we've ever tried to break the States with this band. We have a lot of exposure, a lot more exposure in the UK and Europe, and certainly in Japan, where we've played 4 or 5 times. But we're out playing this big continent of North America and going from city to city to city playing. And I would be remiss if I'm not. I've gone on shows and gone through the whole show and talked about stock picking and blah, blah, blah. And then
you forget the plug.
We don't even have to focus too much on that. That's all. But the article is out Sunday, so we just want to acknowledge that. What's going on with Japan? Why does?
You guys, you know what? I twittered, by the way. My daughter signed me up for this thing. So I twittered this morning. I'm going to use it as, like, giveaway tickets and stuff, I guess.
Yeah, sure.
Wow. Yeah,
so I twittered that I was on, let's see what happens, that I was coming on your show. And now I'm just trying to figure this whole thing out.
You're Opie Radio on Twitter, right?
No, that's you.
What?
Opie.
Yeah, no, I'm Duff64 at
nice.
Twitter.
Yeah.
And it's not Twitter.
We're all into the Twitter thing here.
Duff64 is you.
Yeah, so...
That's it. You're going to get a lot of people on there, bro.
I guess if you say, like, what do we do? How we do this? Say, if you're listening to us right now on the Opie and Anthony Show, and you Twitter me,
Duff64,
I have 2 tickets for the Gramercy show tomorrow. The first to Twitter me right now.
Oh,
is this
tonight?
how this thing works?
Hold on, you might have given the wrong day out. When's the show, guys?
Today.
They're saying. Oh, you said tomorrow. They're saying
today.
Yeah.
Well, I meant today.
You don't know. You've been.
What's today? Tuesday.
All over the place.
Tuesday night
It's
at the Gramercy. The show is tonight. So the first 2 people to Twitter Duff. I'm actually going to do it from here.
No, you're not eligible, dummy.
Yeah, you're not eligible.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Some side rules.
They're twittering back and forth.
Yeah, no one within arm's length.
Is this the post you're talking about? No.
No. There was an article on. I think it was a Sunday paper.
Yeah, Sunday.
It was Sunday. It was a quick little. It was a nice little interview.
It's a funny.
It was good.
It was good.
You were saying how like the whole housing thing is collapsed around you in Seattle. You saw everybody lose their fucking life savings, basically.
I did?
Should have.
Yeah.
In Seattle?
Maybe not in those words.
Nah.
Maybe I should get an exact
It was
quote.
Yeah. I don't know if I was.
Where people really didn't do well in the housing market.
Maybe I was talking about my trip through Detroit.
Oh.
Probably. Was I talking about Seattle?
The
Well, now we
housing
gotta
market
find
in
the article.
Detroit.
Yeah.
All right.
Probably
Well,
You
you know
want
what?
something that's
If I was talking
barbecue.
about Seattle, then I was absolutely talking on my ass. And they hadn't had enough coffee. Because, I don't know.
All right, we have it in the office. We could take a look at that.
What?
Duff, you want to
But
play
we
a
won't.
song? I see we
Yeah.
got the big mixing board. We got a bunch of guitars in studio. The band's loaded. You can go to myspace.com/loaded for info.
Got a new album out called Sick.
We did. Thank you.
Yeah.
There it is. And that's.
Where can they get that?
They can get it at your Best Buy.
Yeah.
At your FYE.
Cool.
Probably from our website, duff-loaded.com, or our MySpace site. But yeah, it's out in stores.
Cool.
You know.
Yeah, Best
now
Buy
you're
is
really
where
putting me on the spot.
No.
At the
'cause
record
that's-
store.
The
You on
record
iTunes or
store.
no?
The thing is, like, Best Buy is a great place to go to get discs,
TV.
man, and a TV,
Yeah.
and a DVD player and whatever else. I'm just like, you walk in there and go, okay, I can get everything I need here. I need a cable.
It's hard to steal
I need an
stuff from
XLR
Best
cable.
Buy, though. Have you ever tried that recently?
You can
Really?
It's impossible.
Impossible to steal anything.
You
from
got to run through a big guy that looks at your receipt when
Yeah.
you go through the door.
What's up with that? They don't trust me?
They don't trust you. He's got to take it, make a little check mark on your receipt. And then you're holding your bag open like, I hope I get away with this. It's like, wait a minute, I paid for everything.
Yeah.
You almost feel guilty as he's looking through your stuff.
Yeah, you can. Yeah. I don't know where we're going.
But we
you guys
digress
got
again.
you got any new jokes or anything?
Nah.
What?
Jimmy's the comedian. I'm
Really?
just a
What's going on?
fucking lackey.
No,
anything?
not really. No, I just kind of just fire out nonsense in here, and on stage I'm a total dud.
No, you're a fucking
I do
great
mediocre
comedian.
crowd work.
Oh, you rich boss.
Yeah, that old comedian's trick of like you'll say something about somebody and you go, oh, look at this guy going, yeah, get me too. With the comedian, you're like, no one's saying that. Fucking asshole.
He's cracking up over there. He's
Yeah.
cracking up.
Hey, this guy's
I got it.
Look at himself.
He got it.
What did I say?
For sale signs all over my neighborhood. And
Oh, that was during the .com thing. That's probably what I'm talking about.
See, I'm not a good reader. It
Ah,
does
you
say
see
1999.
Uh-huh.
It looked like a bloodbath that really taught me to be safe in my portfolio.
It was a bloodbath in Seattle. Yeah. Yeah, people
That's
were
smart though. You can't go a little. You can't go volatile these days. You gotta
people
think a
were
little
buying,
long time.
huge, putting half of their dough, their savings into some companies that had PE ratios of 2,000 to 1.
Just take it to Vegas. You have a better chance of going red. Poof.
34.
Let me
yeah,
double my
whatever.
money.
Yeah.
Just odd.
Hey, Duff, can you do us a favor?
Yes.
There's a guy. His name is Eastside Dave.
No, you know.
No, for real.
Dave.
I know Eastside
Okay,
Dave. Remember
dude,
he shoved
he
a banana
attacked
up his
him.
asshole.
All right, you
How
remember
would he
he
forget him?
Attacked him.
I forgot we gave you one of the greatest memories ever. He just had
It's
his
really not one of the greatest memories.
he had a son last night.
He did.
Oh,
And
did
he? And he's a. I mean, there's no bigger fan than,
No, he is
than
a big
Eastside
fan.
Dave.
I just don't. Congratulations, Eastside Dave, on your new son. That's great.
His name's Stan.
Stan. Didn't you say Dave?
The boy's name is Stan.
Oh, Stan.
Yeah.
Young man, Stan. But Eastside Dave, I just don't get you. And if you're such a big fan, that whole thing of shoving a banana up your ass to show your love of rock is not really the way to do it. Guy like me,
go with a watermelon next time. He's saying,
yeah, that would actually prove something to me.
What would Stan think when he grows up and hears about his dad doing things like that? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess tattoos aren't good enough. It's like you got to shove a banana up your ass.
God, we horrified you. It's obvious.
Well, what it
Eastside
was.
Dave did.
Yeah,
we didn't.
But it was our show that
I was
happened
sitting.
on.
I was sitting quietly.
Exactly. I just ate the banana. I didn't do anything.
It just made me hungry for some odd reason.
He could have done a Gigi Allen, so it could have been worse there, Duff.
And started to throw it.
Yeah,
It's a really, that's just shades of the same blackness right there. You know, you eat your own poo or you put a...
Did you like Gigi Allen, or did you think, like, because I've watched Hated, and it was a weird, like, musically, I couldn't
I'm
enjoy
a
it.
music guy. Always
love the
been a kind of a
documentary.
music dude, and Gigi Allen. Although, okay, yeah, whatever. Okay, you are punk rock, quote unquote. That wasn't really punk
Right.
rock to me. It was just a guy.
Just a guy doing kind of performance art.
Yeah, it was more gimmicky, wasn't it?
Yeah, I didn't. I listened to the music. I tried to, like, I just like, it was terrible.
No, there's nothing there.
I didn't like it. I wouldn't say that if he was here, though. He'd probably throw razors and shit at me.
He's dead.
If he was
You know,
here,
I
he'd be
bet
a
if he were here, yeah, that
zombie.
would- well, if
and
Merle
you'd have
was
to
here.
shoot him in the head.
Good old Merle with the backwards Hitler mustache.
Yeah. The only time Gigi Allen was nice is when he met Johnny Cash. That was the only time he showed reverence.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like,
Big Johnny
would he
Cash
just
guy.
piss on him?
Yes,
Let the
exactly.
shit to himself?
He gently dumped Tinkle on the man in black shoes.
That sounded so poetic the
Yes,
way you
it
put
did.
that.
Yeah.
Well, we want to hear some music.
Yes,
when,
I wanna
when,
hear-
when
Yes.
Duff's ready. I don't know if he's ready. You know,
Well,
it's the whole
Duff's ready.
thing.
He's just hanging.
So we can look each other in the eyes while we're doing this?
Yeah.
You need the microphone turned around, or what do you need, Duff? You tell us. You don't know?
Should have another mic like
Yeah, is the mic
set up, but
Well, welcome to
We have another mic right there. Does Duff need that right there? Or no?
Oh, look at that. Is
Can-
that work?
can we set that up?
Is it plugged in?
I don't know.
oh my god, that'll probably take forever.
Why would we know?
Oh, okay. Never.
Duff, they might be able to do it in a second. Hold on. Let's just see if they might be able to do it right for you.
Yeah, it's kind of like a.
You got to turn on.
What happened?
Mars just turned that on. Make sure.
You got to get in what they call circle jerk position, so you can all look at each other.
Really?
You know, Jim.
No eye contact.
I don't play in a band.
Duff's looking at you like
I've
you're
actually never heard it called circle jerk.
Yes.
I don't know where you're from, pal.
Well,
good punk band though, Circle Jerk, right?
Very much so.
See, we turn it right back around there.
Yeah,
Duff.
yeah.
That's what we do.
thank God, you got me out of that one.
Yeah, I'm trying to help you out.
I'd love to see Duff just kickbox your teeth out. You know how happy that would make me?
So this is a song. It's not the single off the record. It's a song we played. Mike and I went out and did a little bit of radio, and we played this at a station, a terrestrial station in Cincinnati, and that station took this song, and it's a ballad off of the record, and they just put it in rotation, and now it's in top 5 power rotation at the station, and it's brought this song to like number 35 on rock radio.
Wow.
Just one station, that's how many times they spin it.
Can you do us a favor after you play it today on our show? Just say Opie and Anthony made this record huge for us.
What do I say?
Opie and Anthony made this, song huge for us.
Yeah,
I will.
You basically forget about what Cincinnati did.
Okay, well,
exactly. Dr. Johnny Fever.
Did I just do like a radio
No, it
no
doesn't
by
matter.
saying that?
It doesn't matter.
No.
Yeah,
That's actually really cool. That's a cool little story.
Yeah, we just kind of found out about it a couple of days ago.
Nice.
We played Rock on the Range, which is a big.
Well, let's be honest, it's still Cincinnati.
Well, I'm not making any judgments on any of that stuff. Look, man.
Play.
Look, man. Well, did you get threats ever? Or?
Oh, yeah.
Was that an understatement?
Yes, from his staff.
Another one.
You're looking at 2 of them right now.
All right.
All right.
So anyhow,
Duff McKagan, loaded.
Yeah, this is Wasted Heart. 2, 3, 4. You're my flower, you're my rose that I try to stay up on, even when things they go wrong. Yeah, you stay there with me. You don't stay for what I do. Sleepless nights I drug you through. When I say the things I don't mean to, yeah, you stay there with me. You uncovered this outlaw soul. Should have gone, baby, long ago. But you shined a light where it was dark on my wasted arms. When I flew, you pulled me down. When I crashed, you were the ground. When my bones are scattered all around, yeah, you stay there with me. Oh, you uncovered this outlaw soul. Should have gone, baby, long ago. But you shined a light where it was dark on my wasted arm. My wasted heart needed healing, and you saved it for me. I got a new start. Rest your eyes in time. These days will say what I never could.
Are you kidding me?
That was really,
Right,
really
dude.
good.
All right, I'm in.
Fucking
Yeah,
great.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
in.
I'm
I'm
in.
in with your band.
I'm
Duff.
in.
Seriously, that's what just put it over the top for me. I'm in.
Great.
It's all about Loaded, Duff McKagan's new band.
That sounded great.
Had,
man.
I had an early Stones feel to it. Is that? I hope that's a compliment.
No, it's totally a compliment. Yeah, the record is really we're old school in that we like to make an album of songs, like a you know, when you used to put on a record and it was like from the beginning to the end, and the record really is it's a journey. You know, a lot of songs are harder and maybe a bit more. You know, we're a little left of center than mainstream rock for sure, but it's a real rock and roll band.
That had a great sound. I mean, and the harmonies were fantastic,
Amazing.
and just wow.
Look, you got us all serious stuff.
That was
What the
really
fuck?
good. Like,
we're gonna cry or something, man.
I wanted him to keep just playing it.
Yeah.
That was really good,
thanks.
man.
I appreciate
Rave reviews on the instant feedback. And you can see Loaded tonight. I want to get the plug out again. Gramercy Theater, East 23rd Street in New York City tonight.
And Twitter Duff at Duff64.
Okay, look at this
on Twitter. I'm sure you got
a
some.
winner by now. Come on.
What is? You see this? You see what's going on
Yeah.
over here?
It's radio.
I'm scrolling down. Touche, my man. Touche.
Damn.
Yeah, he's got a shitload of Twitter tweets. Wherever.
Okay, so who is the?
The first one is the.
You guys
last
got a
one.
big audience.
Yeah.
I think.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay, what I'm worrying about is that
just pick one. They won't know.
Duff has changed it to the first one, to the one with the biggest tits.
Okay, wait. Okay, so there's so many of these that came in that I don't know where to start.
Just go to the beginning, whichever one came in first, I guess.
Okay, well I don't know if he lives here though.
Oh,
but
That's
the
true.
first
It's gotta
one,
be someone that could go
the first
tonight.
one that came on was Joe Petrosi, Petrocy. Joe, and then
he's from Florida.
How do you know that?
I'm just kidding.
You're freaking me out, man.
You know how many Joe Petrocies are going to your show tonight?
Yeah, it's me, Joe.
My
Joe
tickets, wait
Petro.
for me.
Yeah. So anyhow, I don't know how many people just signed up for my Twitter account because I can't scroll that fast.
Yeah, no, you're going to get a lot of followers just
Wow.
mentioning at one time on our show.
You guys have a lot of listeners.
Yeah, you're going to see the power of our show.
we got Alex. So we got a lot of people just signed up. So I'll figure out who.
Yeah.
I'll get into the thing and find out whoever that was. I wish I
get
could
back to them.
You can go to
and
their
say-
profiles and see where they're from, probably. Like, if you have to, after you leave, you could probably do that and then contact them.
Jimmy's a pro.
Yeah. You know what?
That was great, dude. That was
I'm
really sounded
downloading
good.
this freaking loaded CD.
That sounded great.
For real.
Yeah.
For
Yeah,
real.
yeah,
Definitely.
We've gotten really.
Do you rock too, or you keep?
We rock.
So it's a little of everything?
That's what we do. We rock. We do
our
jokes.
Oh, really?
We do jokes.
Some jokes.
Sometimes we drink a lot of Red Bull when we play. So you start to kind of tweak a little bit.
Yeah.
And there's
You get loopy.
you get a little loopy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So jokes
That
come out,
Red
but
Bull's dangerous. Holy
We
shit.
mainly rock hard right in your face and
So you guys are not acoustic live?
no, just right here on right here just for the opening.
Sounds great.
Anthony
Don't you
Show.
think Red
Unplug
Bull
it.
is equal to cocaine?
Yes.
No,
I do.
Thank you. But I don't do funny things, like cocaine. I would do
At least
things.
you don't grind your teeth down when
Yeah,
you're
and Red Bull doesn't
drinking Red
shrink
Bull.
your dick like a mushroom cap. No, anybody fucks on coke.
No, that was really.
You could, dude, my dick was worthless. Worthless.
Really?
Yeah, it was like a knuckle. Like
Yeah.
coke.
Really?
Yeah, horrible.
You know what it is?
Yeah, it was just.
With
Loose
Coke,
knuckle?
it was always, kind of little. But then once you did get hard, you could fuck all night.
Yeah.
But you really had to, work at getting... You were doing the old, shoving it in the side of your thumbs just to get it in there, and then...
So the point is, on Red Bull, none of these
right,
things,
no.
and those demented thoughts, those demented sexual thoughts, and
Right.
although I don't know if those ever.
And when you
really
talk,
stop.
there's actually substance. You're not just babbling about nothing for hours.
I don't know about that.
I don't know about that.
What, you think the Red Bull...
There was one gig in particular in England or somewhere that we played recently, and I realized I'd been talking for a while. Not sure what I said, and I stopped myself and asked the audience what I just said, and but the band rocks hard, and we mean what we do, and
You don't even have to sell it. Instant feedback. Our listeners are a bunch of assholes.
Oh, okay.
They'll openly admit that, and no one trashing you. No one.
I think we might have some friends out tonight.
I know, that is fucked up.
No, for real, no
because,
one.
Because it doesn't
No
matter
matter what
who
we
has
do.
played in here, somebody is always like, it fucking sucks. But everybody is...
what's that dude doing
saying it's
singing,
fucking
man? He
great.
should go play bass.
Yeah, fucking crawl back and you shut up.
No, your voice
But,
is...
Sounds great.
It sounded
Right
fucking
on.
great.
Well, you
Thanks.
What were you saying about your friends? You said that some of your friends might.
Oh, we just might have some other stuff going on tonight. We'll see.
We might have some because we're here in this metropolis.
big city.
There's other musicians here
Give
in
us a
town.
hint.
City is kind of...
Give us a hint. Come on.
No, you said it.
Come on,
What do we have? I think Bumblefoot coming out
Oh, nice.
tonight.
Oh, damn.
Nice.
Ron,
Ron? No?
hell of a guitar player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Like plays fretless guitar. I don't even know how to play fretless.
Play
anything.
fretless guitar.
What does
My
fretless
God.
mean?
It
means
has
there's
none
no
of these.
None of those in there. Figure
So
it
you
it
have
out
to-
yourself.
It's like a violin, or a cello has no frets on it. It's just there's none of these things.
Jimmy doesn't know that.
None of
Lines that go
none of the,
across.
oh, none of the, okay.
These things. You see those?
Yeah.
They call those frets.
Okay.
In the
Why would you
He didn't know
In the
what
big
he didn't know what a spit valve was on a
I would have. I'm not musical.
On a tuba.
But I know what post-op means. You want to talk?
Hey, I like that.
Of course.
Well, there are websites dedicated to spit dials.
See, he's coming alive.
So that when you're learning guitar, where the frets are, is like you kind of know you have to go up to this.
Guide. It's just it's like having. But guys like Ron Bumblefoot can play. He's a virtuoso guy, and yeah, he can play with it's like a cello, but it's a guitar. And you have to figure out, you have to know, and I don't know. I don't even know.
It's fucked up that you have to know exactly where you're putting your fingers. Like with frets, you got a little leeway.
You're in the area.
Yeah. Now your finger is actually making the string shorter instead of the fret itself.
Get it.
So
you know what's going on.
That's fucking tough, man.
But there's like a bunch. There's like how many frets are there? And like when you're reading music, I don't know how to read music.
Frets are there?
I don't either. I don't know how to read music.
So like, what is there? Like 15 frets?
There's some like
21 to 24.
21 to 24, and like when you read, like let's say go to the 8th, then the 7th, and the 6th. Is that how that works when you're telling someone how to play?
It's good enough for me.
Good.
That's what I.
Tablature will show you by fret.
Okay.
It's different than actual reading music.
All right.
Just use a computer. Just fucking go on there, get some loops from Mac.
What's going on
some
today?
Apple loops.
You guys are you're following what's going on? What's the deal?
Oh, like news-wise? It's all about the swine flu.
Swine flu.
Oh, it's coming back, right?
It's coming back with a vengeance. We thought it dropped off, it dropped off in the news for a while. Now it's like coming back.
Yeah.
Had a couple of fatalities.
Well, that was a good. Drew a lot of people to the news, so they probably had to.
Yeah, so they pumped it up. They realized, well, look at our ratings when we did this. We got to do it again. So we'll have a resurgence.
Thing slowed down.
Yeah, Miss California thing was.
They got to find some. Actually, they should try to find some porn of her.
Yeah.
Bring that
up.
Oh,
I think they did. They found some lingerie shots, and then they found.
That's not porn.
They found some photo shots.
They want a fisting video.
I'm talking about the point of view.
Hey, we got a pretty cool phone call coming in. I don't know if this is true, but Mike in Queens, what do you got for Duff?
Yo, what's up, man? It's
hey, wait, hold on.
Hold on, Duff's got to put his headphones on.
If this supposedly Duff, you wrote a. Go ahead, Mike. You talk to Duff.
Duff, man, my uncle was Johnny Thunders. You were saying so fine about him on Use Your Illusion. Sorry, I'm nervous as hell right now, man.
Your uncle is Johnny Thunders.
I just want to tell you thank you, man. That meant so much to my family. And
I met...
Guy's freaking out.
Yeah, I dedicated So Fine to Johnny Thunders. A huge influence, for sure, on my guitar playing since I was 12 years old.
Who did he play for?
Band called New York Dolls.
Oh, okay.
And then he had his own solo career that was... I actually got to jam with him once. I played drums. I was probably 16 years old. And it was, he's just one of those He influenced Steve Jones, who was in the Pistols. And Steve Jones' guitar playing really influenced a whole generation. If there wasn't... so you could say if there wasn't Johnny Thunders, there wouldn't have been... Metallica,
right,
or Guns N' Roses, or onward and to now. So he's a guy that didn't get a ton of recognition, but he was definitely a trendsetter and
a hell of a hairstyle.
Yeah, he was the coolest looking motherfucker there ever was. That's for sure.
Do you know Steve Jones? He had a radio show out in L.A.
It was a good show,
and I did it when I was out there, and he was great. And I didn't know that he was in the Sex Pistols. I had no idea till the end of the interview.
Really?
I had no idea. I just thought he was a cool radio dude, and we just talked about Craigslist for an hour. What a fucking filth bag he is. He's great.
Oh yeah.
He was great.
Oh yeah.
We just talked about all the ads.
What was the song?
I'm sorry, Duff. Go ahead, man.
Hey, it's cool. The name of the song was So Fine, and then on Spaghetti Incident, I covered, which was a Guns record.
Yeah, sure.
Can't Put Your Arms Around a Memory, which is a Johnny Thunders song.
My mom actually has. It was my mom's brother. My mom actually has the platinum album of the Spaghetti Incident.
Oh, she does.
Made out to her from the record company.
Yeah,
and it's something that she was really proud of. I don't need to get upset, dude.
Oh, look at he's getting all upset.
It meant a lot to my mom, man.
So that's great.
Thanks guys for putting me on.
Still real for me, damn it!
It's a thing, man. It definitely is a thing.
Well, it's odd you get a chance to talk to the guy who who had such an impact. It's nice.
Exactly. But buck up, you fruit.
Jesus, man, let him have his fucking emotion.
He's making him laugh, though.
I'm just fucking with you, man.
Duff, the problem is he gets very uncomfortable with real moments.
Yes.
Just so you know.
It's all good, dude. I just I'm happy to say thank you.
Right. You sound like me when the spaghetti hit the wall when my father threw it and my parents started fighting.
Just having a real moment on this. All right, Mike.
There
Thanks
are
for the
That was my
call.
spaghetti incident.
There are certain people in the room, I'm not going to say who they are, who may have adult children of alcoholic issues. I don't want pointing fingers.
Well, why is there a spotlight going on over Anthony's head right now?
Sam, I know.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it, man.
Take care,
Mikey,
man.
Mikey and Queen.
Hey, wait, is Johnny? His name Johnny Thunder? Is he dead or is he living?
Well, what
stop.
do you think,
What do you
Jimmy?
think?
Jesus.
I don't know.
No one needed
Jimmy.
to ask that question.
What do you got? You took that call and didn't figure that out.
No.
Are you out of your mind?
Maybe I'm not that
The
perceptive.
guy gets all emotional about it
Well,
and
the New
talking
York-
about like how good he was and
Oh, all right,
this
okay.
and past tense things. Holy
Well,
shit.
he could have been a guy who just
The
retired
question
from
is-
music and didn't play
Or
anymore.
you could be stupid and very
It could be both of those things.
imperceptive of anything.
The question actually is, how did he die?
No, I didn't know.
I don't know how he died. Duff?
Overdose.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Shit.
If it wasn't a direct overdose, it was certainly something that had to do with it.
Yeah.
I'm the same idiot that asked Vince McMahon how's Gorilla Monsoon, not knowing that he was dead. And then I asked Gene Simmons about Star Stowe, the chick he posted. You're like, we interviewed Gene 10 years ago, and he's like, Gene's one of your idols. Ask him a question. I'm like, how's Star Stowe? She was the Playboy bunny that he did the motorcycle chopper photo shoot with. And he goes, and they laughed, and he goes, that's not funny. She's dead. I'm like, oh, good.
Great.
Yeah.
I didn't mean it. I didn't know she was dead.
A bunch of people are asking us to play Dice's kids band for Duff. See what he thinks. You know Dice, Andrew Dice Clay?
Yeah. I've met his kids.
Have you heard their music yet?
They live like 3 blocks from me in L.A. But I haven't heard their
it out of
band.
the garage.
Jesus. The kid is talented, man.
Really?
He's the lead singer. He writes everything and plays
14.
lead guitar. He's 14.
There's only 2
Wait,
of them.
what's the name of the band?
L.A. Rocks, I think they're calling it right now. There's 2 of them, Dylan and Max.
Want to give him just a taste of the first song that we played? If you got it, just a taste. We won't like.
You guys.
14-year-old kid on vocals, lead guitar. His older brother playing drums.
Yeah, kind of a White Stripes 2-piece thing.
Bless you.
Looking at your pastime, rusted and decayed, barking from the guard down, makes you go insane. If you picked up a scrap, would it make you choke? Down in the junkyard where the dead things lay. Down in the junkyard where the dead things stay. Here at the playground you could never escape. This is your final day. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty
Little
good.
taste. Not bad for 14, huh?
Yeah.
14, little fucker. It's like
14
singing
years
like
old.
that and
Jesus.
probably getting chicks up the ass.
Now, how did it come that you guys have Dice's sons?
Dice came in all proud.
Yeah, we've known Dice for
And you
many
know how
years,
that is,
yeah.
where people go, "Oh, you gotta check this out," and we're like, "Oh, now we gotta be polite."
He's the proud father.
Yeah.
Hey, listen to my kid, jerk off.
Yeah, I see Trini and the kids.
Oh, you know the family.
so you know
Okay,
the
yeah.
family.
Oh, yeah,
Good.
yeah, sure.
I went to, I'm not Jewish, but I did Passover at Dice's house this year, and they played in the living room. They were great.
That was the
We're so-
entertainment.
Yeah, it was so bizarre. We had like I don't know anything about the Jewish religion, but we're all wearing yarmulkes and we're passing around a book singing work, and then like it's bizarre.
What the fuck?
I don't know. It's a song that they sing at Passover.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
Working?
I don't know. It's
That's where they get.
I don't know. Maybe one of the
from.
Jewish listeners knows.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. All right. Hey, we
Must have
got
been fun.
We got Jesse Ventura standing by too now. So now what do we do?
Oh, boy.
What do we do?
I
Duff, you got
say
another song in you?
we do
Or is
another
it one and
song.
done today? If it's one and done, that's fine. No pressure.
It's one and done.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we're on, man. I think. Yeah,
He called it.
we have a
cool.
long day today.
He called
That's
it.
cool.
I really appreciate you guys having us down, and
it's
that
fucking
means
great,
a lot.
man.
And
You guys were great, man. I mean, it was really
Yeah.
fucking. The tune was great. Tonight at the Gramercy, which is. Did anyone know where that is?
It's East 23rd Street, Jim.
Okay, and
LiveNation.com.
And I'll find the winner of the tickets on my tweet thing.
Yeah.
Twitter.
Tweet.
What is it? Twitter. God, I'm
They call
terrible.
it tweeting.
Dove64 is his.
Do you know the thing is now? Some friend of mine said had made a comment to somebody else on Twitter, and the other guy unfollowed him. That's the new thing.
You will be unfollowed.
Unfollowed.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Yeah, be careful with the updates.
Yeah.
We're all learning
You
that.
know what happened in the old days? Just punching somebody right square in the nose.
Exactly, or at least having a bigger friend do it. Because I never fought much. Yeah, I just kind of joked my way out of it. Yeah.
MySpace.com/loaded to learn more. I'm in.
Cool. Great.
I'm so in now.
Yeah.
That song was amazing. I can't wait to, hear the rest of the album. Then that's obviously on the album, that song.
Wasted Hearts on the record, yep. And the single that's being played at radio right now is called Flatline, and we're finishing this little stint in the States. We're going to end in Kansas City, Oklahoma City, and Des Moines. Then we fly to Europe, and we're playing Download Festival and the big rock festivals over there.
I know we got to get you out of here, but Velvet Revolver, I have to ask because people are asking.
Yeah.
New lead singer?
No. There's no closer. There's either you have them or you don't, and we've heard some great guys, just haven't found that.
Oh, look
guy
at the
yet.
band getting stabbed behind you. I'm sorry.
No,
we both looked down.
No, it's not that. We've just
No, there's none of that. There's
No, I already got passed over for the gig.
me too. We're trying to do both of us.
It's a dirty damn shame that we don't get Mike Squires on the radio more because he's an entertaining.
You know what, though? If this Loaded thing goes to the next level, then you know what? You don't even have to worry about the Velvet Revolver. It's all about Loaded. That's what I say today.
That's what I say.
That's what I say.
Duff's a multitasker, man. He can do lots of stuff.
Apparently
at one time.
so.
That's cool.
He's ready.
We'll put a video cam on the bus for you.
Yeah.
Yep.
What do I do? Yeah. That's where I finally go to sleep on the bus.
All right, we got to get that.
Anyhow,
Jesse in
okay,
here.
enough of that.
Hey,
Jesse
Duff,
Ventura.
thank you so much. Always a pleasure to see you.
Is he still the governor?
No.
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 I don't know.
He is insane.
Yes.
He's still insane.
And he's still very large.
Yeah. So you can't call him that.
No.
Don't. Oh, he'll see me out in the lobby now, though.
Yeah, you shouldn't have called him insane.
Oh, no.
Duff said that.
Well, as we walk out, I'll say that to Mike. Why'd you call Jesse Ventura?
All of a sudden, Mike goes flying from the 36th floor window.
I was a Navy SEAL. All right. Yeah.
All right, we got to get
We'll have Jesse in here in a minute.
Yeah, quick break, and we'll get Jesse in here. Opie and Anthony. It's the Opie and Anthony Show. Very, very busy day today. In studio, Jesse Ventura.
Yes.
Promoting Don't Start the Revolution Without Me.
On paperback.
Oh, out on paperback. That's right. Oh, you came around when it was out originally. Now
then they make you do it again when the
gotta-
paperback comes out. You got to come out and do all the shows all over again, and that's part of the obligation of when you write a book. If it's successful enough and makes it to paperback, you're happy to do it because it means the book was a success. If they take it to
And you got to
paperback.
write extra pages too. 'Cause you got to give them a little extra, right?
Yep. So I updated it now because, of course, I wrote the book, and the epilogue of the book is complete fiction. I write fact all the way till the epilogue, and then I switched over to fiction without telling you.
Oh, really?
It just becomes a murder mystery.
And I had to kind of remove that because I did a fictional piece saying that martial law, that I and Robert Kennedy Jr. are running for president, and that martial law is declared here, and they suspend because there's an attack of 6 of our cities, and they suspend the elections. And then I wanted to kill myself in the book, but Dick Russell, the guy who wrote it with me, wouldn't allow it, so I end up in a coma.
Why wouldn't he allow it? Did he thought it was too depressing?
No, he probably wanted to do another book with me, which we're now doing. So he figured if I kill... See, I created Jesse Ventura, so I felt I had the right to kill him.
Oh, that's true.
Since I created him, the public image of who he is, then who would have the right to kill him other than me? And that's what I kind of wanted to do, because when I moved to Mexico, I had no intention really of going into the public eye anymore. It was like a getaway to go down there.
Now, you obviously you spend a lot of time down in Mexico, I gather?
Yep.
Yeah. And you enjoy what down there as opposed to being here?
First of all, the weather.
Well,
you notice that I'm a lot tanner than all you guys are.
Yes.
You guys look pretty pale to me, like you need some sun. But then again, in New York City, the sun's hard to reach you here. You got to look straight up just to see the sky.
This is true.
Yep. And so, but I've taken up surfing. I used to do a lot of body surfing and boogie boarding, but now I'm trying to make the transition at this late time in my life to board surfing.
Yeah.
And it's very difficult. It's a dedication. I often like to say this. Surfing is a lifestyle, and you must be completely dedicated to it. Imagine if you were that dedicated to religion. Would they call you a religious bum?
Hey, that's something to
Surf
think about
bum.
today. Yeah,
No, they call us bums. You're a surf bum. I don't like that connotation
could be a
because it's a
surf
dedication and a
fanatic.
lifestyle. It's a like I tell people, here's my life in Mexico. I can tell it to you in one sentence. I wake up every morning with nothing to do, and when I go to bed at night, I'm half done.
You can't compare surfing to religion because of the connotation. Surfing has done nothing but commit horrific acts and violence all over the world and murder people in its name.
Oh, yeah, and religion don't do that.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
Hey,
no one's ever been murdered over religion.
what needs to be said about Mexico, you're off the grid, you don't own a cell phone, you're an hour from pavement, and you're an hour from electricity. Wow.
But you pedal a bike?
And I went from the governor's residence to that, imagine.
Is it a nice house at least?
Oh, yeah, beautiful home.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the taxes are marvelous down there.
I bet.
You know what my taxes are? I have a 3-bedroom, 3.5 bath with a casita on the back. I have my own swimming pool, 30 of my own palm trees, and it's all encased in a wall thing, a 2.5-car garage. My property taxes down there are $400 a year.
Wow.
Wow.
And get this. Now, here's the better part about it. They get it and we don't. And I'll state it this way. At least in Minnesota. Now, I can't speak for all the states, but I'll speak for the one I govern. In Minnesota, the government and taxation, they penalize good behavior and reward bad. Case in point, your home. If you buy your home, fix it up and make it better, like a good citizen, right? How do they reward you? You pay more.
You pay more, right?
So by using their analogy, you should buy the house, let it go to shit, be the worst house on the block, then they'll reward you. You'll pay less.
You know something?
Now, do you know how
I
it works?
agree with Jesse.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you know how it works in Mexico? This is embarrassing. We should be embarrassed up here. Do you know how property taxes work down there? There, they reward good behavior. Your property taxes are due in March. If you agree and pay them in January, they knock off 20%. If you pay them in February, they knock off 10%. March is normal, and then the fines start. Well, I pay mine on January 28th. Of course, February's a shortened month. So in 30 days, I'm getting 20% on my money. Tell me where I can do that legally. Mm-hmm. Now, we should be embarrassed that their system is so much superior to ours. Down there, they reward good behavior.
As far as, yes,
you
that
pay,
goes.
you pay early, you're rewarded.
As far as that goes, you're very true.
Yeah.
You're very right. I agree with that. But there are some downsides
certainly.
of living in, well, maybe not living in, and especially you. I mean, you obviously have the means
certainly.
to buy something nice down there. There are a lot of impoverished people down there.
Absolutely. But the thing that's good about it, when you go to Mexico, it's understood the government's corrupt. See, we're on an ego trip up here. We kind of like to think our government's not. I got news for you, people. We're as corrupt as any Mexican government. It's just that they're open about it. Down there, you know it. By the way, I have a get-out-of-jail-free card. I've been pulled over twice by the federales, the federal police, where they kind of hold you up for money.
Uh-huh.
All I do is pull out my governor's ID and say, I know Presidente Fox and Presidente Calderon. You just have a warning. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah. I've done it twice.
I bet that
Are
works.
you worried about crime down there? Because Giuliani didn't even want to go without his own security. Do you have security with you? Or?
Never.
No?
I'm safer where I'm at. Are you kidding me? I've seen old women walking along the roads where I live, where I'm in far more danger in Minneapolis, Minnesota than I am in Mexico. Where the danger is in Mexico is the borders. Mm-hmm. And why? Well, let's go back in history. Who created the border towns? We did, the United States. We created Tijuana, Nuevo Laredo, Nogales, and all them crappy we're on Sirius Radio, right?
Yeah, you curse.
So I can curse.
Yeah.
We created all those shitholes, right? Do you know how? The prohibition of alcohol. When we prohibited alcohol, everybody that wanted to drink went over the border to Mexico to drink. Well, there came the prostitutes. There came all the bullshit. Now, the same holds true today. You have violence at the border. We all remember the Virginia Tech murders?
Yeah. Sure.
Okay, do you know what the headlines were that day in the Mexico papers? It said USA 33, Mexico 20. It was like a sports score, because on that same day, Mexico lost 20 of their people at the border. The difference is ours only happens once a decade, like Virginia Tech. Theirs is a daily thing. And why? Because of the illegality of drugs and the prohibition. That's what, if we want to stop all the killing, then stop the prohibition. It seems to me in our country, we're more fearful of marijuana than murder. Because we're prohibiting marijuana, which is causing all the murders.
Is it marijuana, though, or the cocaine traffickers are the ones that tend to be really violent?
It's all of them. Because it's all lumped together with the cartels.
Would you want to legalize cocaine also and all drugs?
When you speak legalized, let's remember, I think marijuana should be treated identical to liquor.
Absolutely.
Because I'll tell you, it's less. In fact, it's a lesser of a drug.
Of course.
Because how many kids do we hear at college who binge drink every year and die?
Yeah.
We hear about it every year. Yet you can't smoke pot and die immediately.
Smoking is
now you might die in 40 years from cancer, maybe from inhaling the smoke, but it's not going to kill you that night. There isn't enough weed in the world that could kill you in one night.
It's also a personal choice you're making, too. If you want to smoke it and take the risk of cancer, you should be able to do it.
Absolutely.
Yes,
and now, so to me, let's bring... I think Franklin Roosevelt said it at the end of prohibition of alcohol, and I think it's a great quote. He said...
I can't feel my legs?
No, not quite. He said we can no longer afford to prohibit alcohol anymore. I say you switch alcohol and marijuana now and say we can no longer afford to prohibit marijuana anymore.
Right.
I saw, those little stores in L.A. where they sell the medicinal if you got a script?
Medical marijuana, yep.
I saw a story where they went into the guy, now it's all prescription, and it was a guy in a wheelchair, runs a little shop about as big as your studio right here. And they asked him, they said, how much did you pay with prescription-only pot in sales tax to the state of California last year? You know what he said? $300,000.
Wow.
Now, if it was legal like liquor, he would be saying $1 million. Now, in these economic times, isn't it smart to get a new revenue source?
Schwarzenegger's actually saying that, though. You, in a way, agree. I think Schwarzenegger's kind of toying with that idea.
Absolutely.
So you actually agree with Arnold on
He's
that.
in a desperate spot right now.
Exactly.
Oh my
Our
God.
whole country's in a desperate spot.
Apparently,
and wouldn't it
How
be
great would it be that marijuana saves this country?
Well, it won't save it, but it's one of the building blocks. If you can get more revenue coming, and one thing is not going to solve the economy. You're going to have about 30 things to solve it, but this could be one.
How much more of the Predator cast is for legalizing pot?
I would say all of them.
Oh, right.
I would say Sonny'd have to be for it.
Yeah,
Sonny
I think
Landham.
Sonny
I
would.
wouldn't think
Sure.
Sonny'd have no problem with it. I don't think Carl and Bill would have a problem with it.
Carl
Bill Duke and Carl Weathers.
Seems like
and
he might poke a little bit, sure.
Shane Black, who wrote Lethal Weapon, I don't think he'd have a problem with it.
Good. I just wanted to be a little curious on that one. Now,
Elpedia, now I don't know. Elpedia Carrillo, the Mexican girl. I don't know what Elpedia's spot would be on it.
Get to the chopper. It was
very good. I like that.
I've seen it so many times.
Get to the chopper.
Now we got to get into something because I'm agreeing with you on everything you said so far.
So good.
All right.
But now there are a couple of issues, Jesse, where I think we part ways a little bit.
And what might that be?
That would be what I heard he's talking about on Larry King about Guantanamo. And the insurgents, the victims, the tortured people, the bad guys, the terrorists, the poor guys, whatever you want to, depending on which side, whatever they're being called.
Muslims.
This day. Muslims.
Well, we only seem to waterboard Muslims.
Well, when they're the only ones crashing in the building.
Oh, not true.
Well,
Timothy McVeigh and Nichols, why didn't we waterboard them?
Well, we kind of knew they did it.
Yeah, but many people felt there were more people involved. Shouldn't we have waterboarded them to find out? But we can't, can we? Because it's against the law.
Well, we did execute one of them.
They were covered under the Constitution of the United States of America.
Right.
The insurgents, the victim, whatever you want to call them,
they should be
are
too.
not, but they are not.
Yes, they are.
They are.
Our country is our country.
But it's,
you go by the rule of, if you don't follow the rule of law when it's convenient, you must also follow it when it's inconvenient. Torture is illegal.
But there's a difference.
No, there is not.
There is a difference between people, American citizens protected by the Constitution, and wartime prisoners that are
protected by what?
The Geneva Convention.
Exactly.
But they don't qualify for that either.
Only because that's what the torture people are using as semantics to get away with it. It's just like when they call it enhanced interrogation.
Right.
Oh, what a neat word to come up with that you can substitute for torture.
Well, it is a shame.
I've been waterboarded.
I heard.
I know that.
Yeah,
and
I
it's
heard.
torture. John McCain has been waterboarded. He said, isn't it ironic that the guys who have been waterboarded and the guys who have actually served their country are opposed to the torture, and it's all these pukes like Dick Cheney, who got 5 deferments from the Vietnam War. He's all for it and creates it because he never had to put his ass on the line, did he?
Shouldn't it be on the table? Shouldn't that be on the table, at least as a threat for information?
No, because the information's fraudulent. That's why I made the quote. You give me Dick Cheney a waterboard in an hour, and I'll have him confess to the Tate murders.
I understand.
Because when you're being tortured, you will say whatever it is to stop the torture.
Yeah.
So there's no credibility to what. Why do you think it's not allowed in the courts?
But the threat.
There are no buts.
The threat of a torture. Let me tell you.
Okay,
when you go public
then we
and say
stoop
we're
to their
taking
level,
this,
don't we?
I'm not saying. I'm not
What's
even
next?
saying
Should we
torture
lop
them.
some heads off?
I'm not even saying torture them, but I'm saying to publicly say this is what we're never going to use takes a tool away. It's called the tool of fear, not actually torturing. Let's say, and believe me, I'm not even for that. But I'm talking with you here.
I know.
Why would a president or anybody else for that matter say we're never going to use this? It's a bad thing to tell the opposition what you're taking off the table, regardless if you use it or not.
Because that puts us above them.
But by
And
being
if
above them,
if we stoop to their level, we're no better than they are.
But you know something, we are, because
we're not.
When we bomb places, we have to make sure they're strategic strikes. When
we don't.
When we have bombs
are
that
you
go
kidding
unmissed,
me?
you know
How many
something?
civilians you think have
Lots.
died in Afghanistan and Iraq
Plenty, because
from our
war-
supposed surgical strikes?
Because war isn't perfect, unfortunately. We
That's
can't
right.
just kill the bad guys. That's why it's war, and it's bad.
And that's
But I'm
why we
saying-
shouldn't be in either one of them.
But I'm saying, Afghanistan, too, we shouldn't be in?
No.
Why? Al-Qaeda are the people...
No, excuse me. We went to war with Al Qaeda because they supposedly would not turn over bin Laden. That's all they did. Al Qaeda, that's all they did. We said to Al Qaeda, turn over bin Laden. Al Qaeda said no, and that's why we're fighting them.
Well,
The Taliban, you mean?
Yeah, or the Taliban.
The
Excuse
Taliban
me, the
was
Taliban.
They were the head muckety mucks lopping off heads and doing whatever they do. But don't you think that somebody had to be held responsible? And I know some of your theories on 9/11.
They're not theories; they're questions. And in our country, you're not allowed to ask them anymore.
You have theories, though.
No, I have questions. I have questions. That's all. Not theories. I have questions.
Your take on what happened is not what the official line is.
Right.
You feel...
I follow what Thomas Jefferson said. Dissension's the greatest form of patriotism.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
so I dissent. I question my government.
I agree with everyone's right to do that. Absolutely.
But why does everyone get angry when you question 9/11? People get angry at you and they call you names. And they do all this stuff. And all I do, there's things about 9/11 that are very peculiar to me.
That whole day was a bit peculiar.
Yeah. And I do have a background, I think, in demolition. I was trained by the best guys we have in the country. And when I look at those buildings and I see how the cement was pulverized to powder, what type of energy could cause that? Not a simple fall.
Well, that wasn't
not a simple
fall.
Yeah, they said one floor pancaked into the other and down they went.
A lot of weight.
Well, how would that pulverize 900 tons of cement into dust?
People are questioning, I think, because you do have the demolition background, the Navy SEAL background. How come it was like on September 12th or 13th? Like, you kind of came out a couple of years later. And I think that's what people are questioning. Like, there have been so many theories about it before.
Because at the time I was governor, I didn't have time to question it. When you're governor, that's a full-time job, believe me. And so it was after I got... You know what made me question 9/11? Here's what did it. After I got out of office and Bush said we're going to invade Iraq, I stepped back and went, Iraq? Wait a minute. The 19 guys they told us that did this, there wasn't one Iraqi.
Right.
Why are we going into Iraq? And that's when I started to question. I said, ooh, what's the real big picture?
But how did that make you change your view of the physical?
What's the real big picture here?
But you could question that, but it doesn't have to necessarily tie into 9/11. It could tie into Saddam Hussein tried to kill my daddy.
Oh.
That's pretty much what I think.
The point is, all of it wouldn't have happened without 9/11.
That was a catalyst because he was able to use the fear of terrorism and potential threat of Saddam Hussein, which turned out to be bullshit.
To lie to us.
I'm not gonna disagree.
Right.
That was the weapons, big lie, lie. But
well, if they'd lie about that, wouldn't they lie about other things?
just because I lie to one thing doesn't mean I'm lying about a murder.
Okay,
I could lie that I stole something. It doesn't necessarily mean I would lie for something more important.
All right, let's go back to my generation.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a Vietnam vet. Now, I remember when the President Johnson got on TV and told us our boys are floating in the water for the Gulf of Tonkin incident, which is what got us into the Vietnam War, where 58,000 of my generation were killed, probably 1 million Vietnamese killed, who knows how many. And they've now come out and said that wasn't true. It never happened. Now, if they would fraudulently build up the Gulf of Tonkin incident to get us to war, you think they wouldn't fraudulently take us to war again?
In that fashion, I'm not too sure about that.
Really?
In the fashion of taking down two huge, very symbolic buildings, killing a lot of innocent American people. In that fashion, no. And the demolition thing, I like to, because you say you're in demolition.
I was trained by the best.
You know what it takes to wire a building that size for demolition.
Not much.
How would you do that in a working building?
Easy.
When you see,
Let me explain.
when I see them demolish buildings, they're drilling holes, they're planting, there's wires, cables.
All right. Great. First of all, the World Trade Center had construction going on a daily basis. Every time a tenant moved out, they had to redo whatever floor they were on. And I learned this from guys that worked there. They said construction was an everyday thing. Construction workers would walk in and out all the time. You want to know how to do it? Be the UPS man. Show up with your brown truck. You got access to every floor. You can carry boxes up to any floor. Who's going to ever question? You're the UPS
plant
guy.
Enough explosives covertly to take down buildings that are 100 stories tall.
Do you know anything about the modern demolition?
I've seen many.
Do you know what super thermite is? Do you know what super thermite is?
No, but I assume it would be a very high temperature.
It's a highly explosive demolition that you can put on like painting the walls. It doesn't become a demo till it dries, and it can be made into paint. You could have people painting super thermite right here in the building, and they wouldn't even know it.
I would love to see a demonstration of it used to take down pillars of cement.
I can show you super
without
thermite.
Drilling into the superstructure.
I can show you super thermite. We just did it for a pilot I'm doing on True Channel. We showed super thermite simply painted onto I-beam steel and detonated, and it burned right through it. I-beam steel.
Can I ask you a question just about 9/11? I would almost believe you're a conspiracy theorist. Why go
the government's is just a theory.
Let me just ask you, why wouldn't they just, to go through all that and go through the planes, why wouldn't they just bring the buildings down, take 2 trucks, however they do it, get them into the basement? If you can bypass the security at the airport, if you can do all that, you can get trucks into the basement. You somehow make a proclamation that Saddam Hussein has said he is going to attack a major New York city. That day, you drop both buildings. You A, kill a lot more people. You B, remove almost all of the X factors that can fuck you up, like a plane not taking off because of mechanical failure. And you give the entire American public a galvanizing reason to go into Iraq. That is so much simpler and so much easier to control. Why wouldn't they? I mean, if they,
I don't know.
Why not something simple? Why 4 airplanes and possibly more, and then you leave Zacharias Moussaoui to be tried? It's embarrassing.
There's a lot of unanswered questions, and that's my point. Why is it that when you ask questions about 9/11, you're immediately attacked? Why aren't you allowed to ask a question about it? If you saw something that you don't understand, which there are many things I don't understand that day. Why June 1st? Did George Bush do an executive order changing how we respond to attacks. Up until that point, base commanders were left to their discretion whether we sent jets up, and that happened like 170 times a year. Jets would go up in the air. Yet June 1st, through an executive order, no jets were allowed to go in the air unless it was cleared through Donald Rumsfeld at the DOD. So in essence, you could have a stand down simply by Rumsfeld not answering his phone. Because no one had permission to go up in the air. Where was our air defense that day? Here you had 4 commercial hijacked airplanes covering 2 to 3, 4 hours a time, and we didn't have one jet in the air. Yet, go back to when, do you remember Payne Stewart, the golfer? Yeah. Okay, Payne Stewart took off from Florida in a private plane. They went up and lost contact. Within 20 minutes, they had a fighter jet up on the wing. He said, they're slumped over. I can't raise them. They appear to be dead. He followed them to Nebraska or whatever. When they didn't hit Omaha, he let them go down. Well, this was a private plane out of Florida. And we had a jet up there within 20 minutes. Here you've got 4 hijacked planes and not one. Let's look at the government's theory, and I call theirs a theory too. They've never proven any of this.
But Jesse, you're saying 4 planes. Just not to interrupt you, but you're saying 4 planes. You remember too. They were up, and it was very, very quick. Like when the one plane went up, the bunch of stuff happened. A lot of people, the air traffic control wasn't exactly sure what was happening. And the next thing you know, it's flying into a plane.
Because ironically, we were holding war games that day. Now, did the terrorists know this? And if they did, who leaked it to them? How did they know to do it on a day when NORAD is running these huge war games where it would confuse all the air? Remember the quotes from the air traffic controllers? Is this real or is this part of the war game? They didn't know. Now, that fits bad for us either way. Because either it was done intentionally or the terrorists got inside our government to the point of knowing when we run war games.
But didn't they call the plot?
So somebody's not doing their job here.
The plot was called Porsche 9/11, I believe. So they knew that they were going on September 11th. So you're taking into account, if the government's involved and there's war games involved, bad weather ruins your entire plot. Like, that's why I believe that the 19 guys caught this country with our pants down, and they used lax security.
Let me ask this. How were they able to identify these guys within 24 hours and yet not able to stop them? They had pictures on TV. Yeah, they showed us pictures.
Because they didn't try to hide themselves. They were on the manifest.
Well, their names were on the manifest. Really? Who's seen the manifest? The government won't release the manifests. When have you seen them?
Well, I haven't seen the manifest.
No one has. No one has. The government won't release the manifests. Why? All right, let's go to the Pentagon. The Pentagon has over 200 cameras that run 24/7. Why did the government confiscate all those cameras, and why are we not allowed to see the plane hit? All you see is this little flash that they allowed you to see, yet the Pentagon has cameras all over it. And how was that plane able to circle for 40 minutes in a no-fly zone and not be shot out of the air?
Question.
And then it ties in. When Cheney was down in the bunker, and Mineta, the transportation secretary, testified to this in open 9/11. He said a kid walked in and said, "Mr. Vice President, the plane's 50 miles out. Mr. Vice President, the plane's 30 miles out. Mr. Vice President, the plane's 10 miles out. Do the orders still stand?" Mineta testified, and Cheney snapped around and said, "Of course they still stand. Have you heard anything contrary?" Well, what orders are we talking about here? And if he knew and was being a report that this plane was approaching approaching Washington, D.C., why weren't buildings being evacuated? Why wasn't it being shot out of the air?
Well, maybe
a lot of
they handled it. You're right.
That.
They did handle it terribly, but I don't think
it was handled horribly.
That's implying that the vice president and the president know a plane is being crashed, and they're going, "Well, the plane's on schedule to hit the Pentagon."
All right,
that doesn't
hold
make
on.
sense.
Now here the plot thickens. Now Bush was down at that school, right, talking to the kids,
right?
And remember the 7 minutes he sat there frozen in the classroom,
right?
All right. The Secret Service is under the Department of Justice. They don't even take orders from the president. If they feel the president's in danger, they whisk him to safety. Now, the president's trip to Florida to that school was a photo op. So it was well documented he was going to be in that school. Card comes up to him and tells him a second plane hit, we're under attack. Now, planes are flying into buildings. 2 of them have done it now. Why did the Secret Service allow Bush to sit there for 7 minutes when, for all purposes, a plane could have been bearing down on that school at the very moment that he was in there? Who would know? We're under attack from flying planes. They knew he was there. He should have been whisked out of that room immediately. But it was almost like they knew.
I just think we had this perception that we were protected a lot better than we actually were. Yeah. We always had this perception that there were missiles on top of the White House and things would happen if something like this ever happened. But you know something? We just were not as prepared as we would have liked to have been. And like Jimmy said,
so a memo on August 6th that said the exact thing that was going to happen while our president was vacationing in Crawford, Texas. The memo of August 6th said exactly Osama bin Laden's planning to hijack planes and fly them into buildings.
And it was
I can tell you something.
Oh, yeah.
Had I been the president, 9/11 might not have happened because I would have responded to that memo. I wouldn't have gone on vacation
the other
to
investigator that went down to the flight school and spoke with people that said this gentleman is trying to fly a plane. It's very suspicious. He doesn't fly very well. He's not concerned with landing. Like that to me is evidence also that this guy is a Middle Eastern gentleman that was flying a plane and pulling up red flags.
Let's look at the actual hijackers. Now, Osama bin Laden is a purist Muslim who goes by the old traditional Muslim. We'll all agree to that, right? Whether you agree with what he believes in.
What do you mean, the purist?
Purist. He's a Muslim who believes in the faith. Like, we're the infidels, we should be out of their country and all this.
I think al-Zawahiri is more the strict religious guy than he is.
Okay, well, both of them then, whatever. But these guys that hijacked, they were not strict to the faith. They were going to stripper bars. They followed him. Well,
they were following orders, whether they're...
But if you're going to go die and you believe in Allah and you believe in the purity and the sanctity of the religion and you're now going to die, wouldn't you live cleanly?
They're not very rational if you're going to take a plane and fly it into a building. So
they're flying civilians into a building.
But you're not listening to me. These guys don't fit.
They perfectly fit.
No,
they do.
No,
they don't.
They were fanatics. Perhaps not as religious as you would think they would be if they're going to fly into buildings, but you got to be a little cuckoo to fly into a fucking building with planes full of people. So, perhaps they weren't strictly adhering to this Muslim faith.
I would. If I were a religious person, if I was that religious and you're going to die, would you want to offend God right before you die?
They obviously didn't look at it like that. They didn't look at it.
You can't obviously say what they looked at.
Sure you can, because they behave that way.
Yeah, so they weren't. See, to me, they're not the followers of bin Laden and them because of their behavior.
I want a question for you. This 9/11 was 75% successful, according to what they wanted to do. The passengers overtook that final plane once they all knew for a fact what was happening.
I don't believe that either.
I know you don't. But
Cell phones don't work that high then.
But they were low. They weren't flying at 30,000 feet. But let's just say, let's say for the sake of argument, the passengers attacked. If the pilots are not trained to open that door and negotiate, if those doors are locked and that the first sign of trouble, they allow that woman's throat to be cut and they do not open the doors, 9/11 doesn't happen.
All right. Here's another one for you. You got 4 experienced pilots that were flying these planes, like the guy that flew the Pentagon plane, Burlingame, former Top Gun. Tough as you can get. Now, they have a thing on all commercial planes where all you've got to do is punch in some numbers and it's a code that you're being hijacked. Why did none of the 4 planes, none of them, that number was never punched in?
Probably because they were smart the way they did it. They would attack the stewardess, and the pilots were trained to open the door and negotiate, which is a horrible...
But they still would hit that before they would do anything. It doesn't require any words. All that does is send out to everyone who needs to know we're being hijacked.
Well,
none of the 4 planes did that.
Well, didn't the stewardess say open the door?
And a guy like Burlingame... Guys that knew him said he would never give his plane up. He would die first.
So then how did they get it? I don't know why they didn't.
I don't know. He might have died
Yeah,
first.
but he was a tough guy. He was a karate guy. He was top in self-defense, all this stuff.
When you got a guy
box
with
cutter?
a box cutter,
Ooh, yeah, box cutters
when you got
are
a guy with
real
a box
dangerous.
cutter to a girl's throat, perhaps, then the guy isn't going to charge in and start fighting, knowing that somebody's life is threatened. You got to look in hindsight. You
Well,
know,
let's remember
if you think
now.
these planes are going to fly into the ground and everything like that, you're going to do whatever you have to do.
Okay, here's what we have to believe then, and which all of you do, that 19 Islamic hijackers armed with box cutters defeated our multi-billion-dollar air defense system that the Soviets couldn't.
And the threat of a bomb. And the threat of a bomb.
The Soviets couldn't do it, but these 19 guys, all while taking orders and conspiring with a bearded guy in a cave in Afghanistan.
Yeah, a billionaire who has funds and who has a network of people. He's not some broke guy. He's a construction billionaire.
Yeah, and in fact, you're correct there, because his brother Salem, he helped bail out George Bush on one of his horrible business ventures.
Them being tied in, I don't even disagree.
Oil families are a very small group of people in this world.
And
George
that are
Bush
making
is
a
part
lot
of it.
Oh, he is. He absolutely is.
But he didn't orchestrate 9/11. So dislike him as much as you want.
I'm not saying he did.
No, I know, but
I'm just saying that if they didn't orchestrate it, I believe that they didn't do much to stop it.
19 guys caught the U.S. with their pants down because they first of all, they had the threat of a bomb, which everyone...
What threat of a bomb?
They said they had a bomb. People were calling on their cell phones saying that these Muslim guys or whatever they said or Arabic guys have hijacked us. And this is coming from people who were on the plane, and they said they have a bomb. That's how they stopped the mutiny from the passengers.
How did they get the bomb through security?
They didn't. There was no bomb. But that was what
they said. That stupid on the plane? Wouldn't you if you were on the plane? I would think.
Jesse, you're different. You're not a businessman on your way to L.A. to do something.
No, I'm a governor.
But you're also a fucking wrestler and a Navy SEAL. You think differently than the average citizen.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
Regular guys aren't 6'5" that can throw somebody through the window.
Pre-9/11, your mindset, if you're a regular average Joe flying, was if some fucking shenanigans happen, I'm going to sit in my seat, shut up, and hope we land and they, deal with this problem.
Because it had never happened.
Because it hadn't happened. If they knew right off the bat that they were flying into buildings, you would do everything you could. Every old lady would be scratching friggin' eyeballs out. That's, I think, the mindset now is what you're thinking, but it's hindsight.
The pilots would have done something. You tell me they couldn't have dipped that plane. They knew they were going to be flown into buildings. They would have dipped that plane and dropped everybody. They would have lowered the air pressure.
Rolls if you want. Anything. But...
No, it had never happened. You negotiated. They would ask for the freedom of political prisoners, and you would land. No one had ever flown passenger planes into buildings. And the shitty intelligence, the lack of communication between the FBI and the CIA, that was all terrible. That was all terrible, but that doesn't mean that it was a conspiracy by the U.S. government.
You got your ideas on it, in questions, like you said.
I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying that what troubles me in this country is that on this issue, you're not allowed to talk about it.
But you are.
Well,
without people insulting you. Now, you guys are different, but I get insulted.
You're right.
You get called Rosie O'Donnell. I've been called that now because I...
Hey, it's Opie from Opie and Anthony, and that does it for us. We're done. Go find someone else to entertain you. We're done. Ron and Fez, yeah, they're up next.
All right, hooray!
On the virus, XM202, Sirius 197.